In this episode of the Jock and Nerd podcast, the Jock is back. Anthony's back from the Philippines and regales us with some awesome tales from the East. We got geek news from Star Wars, DC, Marvel, Godzilla, Pacific Rim, and even some Fast and Furious trailer action. Plus, we give you our reaction to the mid-season finale of The Walking Dead and a whole bunch more geeky goodness in this edition of the Jock and Nerd Weekly for Friday, December 16th, 2016.
Check one. All right. This is for all you fans out there. Let's give it up. Be talking, be nerding. Be funny, disturbing. Be talking, be nerding. Be spoiler alert. Oh yeah. Be talking, be nerding. Be funny, disturbing. Oh yeah. Be talking, be nerding. Be spoiler alert. Give it up.
What's up, listener? It's the Jock and Nerd podcast, where we're jocking and nerding back to full form. My name is Imran.
My name's Anthony.
He's the Jock.
He's a nerd.
And the Jock is back from the Philippines. Also joining us to welcome Anthony back is Rugboy. What's up, Rugs? Good earth to you.
Good earth to you, and what's up, Anthony? Welcome back, dude, from the Philippines.
Dude, I'm glad to have you back. We're gonna keep this show quick because Anthony's internal clock is still all fucked up a little bit.
A little bit. There's this thing called jet lag. Ever heard of it?
Yeah, maybe.
I got it now.
And
I now know what that feels like.
And you've never experienced this massive time shift. You went through a little flashpoint of your own, probably going back and forth through time.
It is crazy. So I left Hong Kong on Tuesday at 11. I think my flight was like 11:30 a.m.
Okay.
And then on Tuesday, and I land in Chicago at like 12:55 p.m. So it only been like an hour and 20 minutes.
You almost landed before you left.
Oh, shit.
It's mind-blowing. Wow. So really, I don't know why you're so tired.
The Wave Rider? What was the name of
it? Went through some time portal. Hey, if you're a new listener, thanks for checking the Jock and Nerd podcast out. It's the show where every week we get together and we just like to geek out about stuff we love. And what we love is comic book stuff on the television and on the movies and in actual comic books. So what we're going to do on this show is our weekly geekly Jock and Nerd weekly session where we're going to go over some news.
Weekly, geekly, weekly.
Weekly, there's a lot of weeklies in there and a lot of geeklies. And it's a leaky weekly geekly where we discuss some geek news, and then we have a little TV discussion. The only thing big thing that happened this week was the Walking Dead season finale. We'll discuss that and
mid-season finale.
Mid-season finale. Sorry, excuse me. See, look, you're already jet lagged and on point, correcting my bullshit.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll get some
lame.
We'll get some tales from the East from the Jock. But Anthony, I wanted to see if you have anything you could share before we get started. Overall, any quick stories or anything interesting? Make it interesting, damn it.
Make it interesting.
Did you get laid? That's the most important.
Oh shit! Getting right to the point there, Ruggs. I like it.
It's weird when you go on a trip with your mom somewhere. So
yes,
it's kind of hard to do that sort of thing.
That's a no.
Yeah, I'm going to go with a no
because you can't really work your game when you got to go back.
You got nowhere where you can really bring the person.
Now, was there an option?
Oh yes, it's always options. I had cousins there. They're like, "Hey, you want to get a massage?"
Oh. Wink.
And I'm like, "Yeah, but I can't. I mean, I could, but what are we going to do with her?"
So like you couldn't just like leave your mom, be like, "Hey, I'm gonna go hang out with my cousins. We'll be right back." It's like you had to kind of hold yourself back
a little bit, just because it's first time there, foreign country.
So she wants to spend time with you and experience,
or she wants like someone with me.
Yeah,
like, and it's not like here where I can just do whatever I want. I mean, I could have if I wasn't with her, but I was with her.
Wow.
The whole reason we were there was because of a family reunion, so I couldn't like just ditch her. Okay,
would you go back to like really party? Was it that much fun?
Yeah, I'd go back. Would I go back? I mean, it was different. It's the biggest thing is, man, everyone's like, when you go to a different country, you're gonna be like, wow, culture shock. And I was like, yeah, whatever. And you go over there, it's like, shit, culture shock.
Yeah,
like, totally. This is in America, even though they speak English, it's fucking different.
Isn't that crazy?
Fucking crazy. Like, not to like demean the Filipinos that listen, but shit, man, third world country. Holy crap.
I mean, ultimately, though, right? That like it really makes you be grateful for what we take for granted here. But when it comes down to it, everyone is just trying to get by, man. Everyone at base is really doing the same thing.
But even though like you're grateful here, like people that are over there that are living, like that's their normal, and they're like they're happy. They're like I think they're happier.
Yeah, that's because it's simpler. There's less complication.
Life,
You don't have to go to like a grocery store and you need like a box of cereal. Well, there's fucking 400 boxes of cereal. Like, what the fuck am I supposed to choose? This one has more fiber. This one's better tasting. Oh, fuck off. Just give me one thing that I can buy and go home and not have to think about it.
Yeah, that and just like they don't really, their materialistic stuff isn't all that important.
Yeah. It's kind of refreshing to get away from
I have a door.
Yeah, that's all they need. It's got hinges. It was more. I'm happy.
Definitely, it was more. I mean, it was like, like visited some cousins in like the bad part of the town, and it's like, oh shit, they don't have a shower. They don't have a toilet that flushes. They got to fill up a bucket of water to flush their toilet.
You don't see them bitching about Black Friday. Yeah. That's all I'm gonna say. Like, we should.
They don't have Wi-Fi. Oh fuck.
How was the internet there? You said you were able to listen to the shows while you were away?
Only when I had Wi-Fi, so I'd have to download the shows, and then that's when I listened to them on the plane.
Okay.
The internet there is, I mean, like 3G.
I'm sure there's like Wi-Fi cafes and shit everywhere you got to go to.
I mean, any business, any hotel or any, like the CrossFit gym I went to had Wi-Fi.
I think there's Wi-Fi in more places than we think, even in third world countries. Like, it's third world, but they still got phones and they got they got Wi-Fi.
Yeah, it was more of my fault just because I don't really have an international plan or anything.
Oh, you don't want those roaming charges.
So what was like the weirdest thing that you encountered on your trip, like that's noteworthy?
And you were in Manila, just to be clear for the listener.
Did you milk a yak? Like, what did you do? Like, do anything? like, give me one nugget of something that you did.
Well, I don't know if have you guys ever heard of balut?
Is that when you eat the fucking thing in the bird?
Yeah.
The duck and the egg.
It's the fermented like duck or chicken in an egg that's like almost ready to be born, but like died.
Yeah, you eat it feathers and all.
Sometimes it has the feathers. Sometimes sometimes the embryo is small and not noticeable. Sometimes it's fucking noticeable and crunchy and.
Poultry abortion. You were eating a poultry abortion.
Basically,
yeah. But that's a delicacy.
If you look it up,
right?
it's. So, I mean, it was on Fear Factor. They had.
Okay.
Did you eat it?
How was it?
I sort of ate. I drank like the juice. Basically, like in the bad parts of the town, there's just guys on bikes with loads of this shit.
Selling aborted duck eggs.
Yeah, and they're just selling it. Like they'll drive by and sell it, and they have like vinegar and salt, and you literally stop to buy like, hey, let me get one, and then they sell it.
Is it cooked?
So like the dudes that you were with
boiled.
were just like, hey, let's get one of these. You got to try this.
They were like, well, they were bugging me the entire night. They were like, you got to do it. You got to do it. You're in the Philippines. You got to do it. And I'm like, no. I'm like, ask me when I'm drunk. So then by the time they got me like a little liquored up, I was like, fine, I'll do it.
And how was it?
Actually, it wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad.
I bet
it tasted like an egg. It tasted like a hard-boiled egg.
Wow.
Except, maybe a little like saltier, but
fleshier. Wow, that's weird. That's cool.
I really tried not to. I didn't eat the full embryo though, so I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes there is crunch and feathers, and that kind of weirded me out, so I didn't do that.
So is this like street food or is it like a delicacy?
Yeah. Street food.
It's everywhere.
They eat it all the fucking time.
I dated abroad and I saw that shit.
It's weird. I mean, if you Google it, you might want to throw up.
What's it called? How do you spell it?
Balut. BALUT.
Google that, listener, and try to keep your lunch down.
Yeah, don't do it.
All right, look, that's excellent.
If
that's
you
an
ever
excellent
want to look at
tidbit.
an egg the same way, don't do it.
We'll find out some more towards the end.
The thing
of
is,
show,
eggs like occur like that all the time. It's just they get thrown out here.
Yeah. But again, third world. Like, let's not waste shit. We can use this. It's still edible. Why are we throwing this away? Where the amount of food we throw away in this country sometimes is really obscene, and you're like, why are we throwing away all this food? But good stuff. We will find out some more towards the end of the show. Let's get to the news, everybody.
The Jock and Nerd Podcast.
Hey, if you want to interact with us, all you got to do is visit jockandnerd.com/contact. You can send us a voicemail via SpeakPipe. There's our Twitter, our Facebook. There's a Facebook group you can join, or you can just type in the little box, send us a message. A lot of these news stories is stuff I pull from our Facebook group, stuff that gets our geek listeners excited. But we got to start with, it's Star Wars Day a little bit. Rogue One, a Star Wars story. Official opening day was today. Of course, it came out Thursday, like all movies do. But it's out. And got mostly positive reviews. I skimmed a couple, and it's made some good Thursday night monies already.
I haven't heard anybody give it a really shitty review.
No, it's
I haven't
currently
heard that either. It's good.
Oh, it went down a point on Rotten Tomatoes, and last I checked, it was at 85. It's at 84% as the reviews come in. 228 fresh, 43 rotten. But yeah, I've heard largely positive things, saying it's like, some people saying it's up there with the original and Empire. Some people are like, it's not better than Force Awakens. It all depends. I think it depends on your relationship with the franchise and what you're going into.
I think a lot of people took their kids to see The Force Awakens, and they were able to deal with that one.
I've heard this movie's a lot darker and possibly
And
not
they're
for
like,
kids.
kids can't deal with this kind of like, it's a little bit more heavy for the kids. So
Yeah.
the parents are like, I can't take my kids to see this.
That's good.
Fuck them. Fuck the kids. Fuck 'em.
What about the youth? Well, I thought about seeing it after work, but it would have been a Doctor Strange situation where I probably would have
I
fallen
think you
asleep.
need to set your clock first so you can fucking fully remember shit and comprehend it. So it opened at $29 million Thursday preview night. Which was more than Batman versus Superman and Captain America Civil War, I believe. They're estimating $70 million opening. They're estimating anywhere from $140, $150 million opening weekend.
Oh, shit.
Is what it's tracking for.
That's a monster weekend.
It's taken in total $33 million in its first 2 days in international markets. And it's will put up the second largest domestic December opening behind last year's Star Wars episode, 6? Force Awakens? That took in $57 million on Thursday and went on to, remember this number? $248 million debut opening weekend. So this thing is tracking, and really, a lot of these people are saying the only thing that's going to hurt it is the weather. Like, we're having crazy weather events.
Oh yeah, there's like East Coast and the East is it getting a blizzard this weekend?
Ruggs, how's it by you on the East?
We haven't gotten shit yet. It's really cold though. It's like below 5 or something. It was like it was in the teens this morning.
Yeah, it's been really chilly here in Chicago. The polar vortex has been dipping, but then right now
Sunday
it's going to
supposed be
snow.
bad.
Yeah, it's supposed to snow an inch an hour for like all day long today and tomorrow. And then Sunday, they said minus 30 wind chills. Like the high on Sunday is like minus -2 or something.
Chicago.
Yeah, it sucks. Like we had a mild winter last year and we're going to make up for this year. So, I mean, I think this thing can get anywhere between 120 to 150 if people go out and see it and the weather doesn't hold them back.
The reviews are helping, though. I mean,
Yeah, the reviews, the word of mouth seems to be helping.
Nothing stops nerds though.
No, it's Star Wars. So even,
nerds
it doesn't
will be there.
matter.
They'll be wearing long johns and shit. They'll go.
They will wait.
the nerds
So
will
I'm
definitely
excited
be
to
there.
see
It's just the, I mean, it doesn't seem like the projections are saying that the casual fan will be there, but we were always talking about how the casual fan didn't know what the fuck was going on with this Star Wars. Is this a
The word of
sequel?
mouth will be interesting, after the casual fans watch it.
The Facebook, the heat from Facebook, people are posting shit. Like everybody that's seeing it, I think that's gonna help it.
Yeah, it sounds like, it's reminiscent of the original movie and the practical sets and the 70s kind of feel of actual puppets and ships and stuff.
And I think people die.
Yeah, that was what I was going to point out. Is I think what's helping this, even though it's a prequel, I read a review, and it said that what's kind of helping this, what makes the entertainment factor in this, is the fact that you don't know if any of these characters are actually going to make it. Whereas if this was episode 1, 2, or 3, you knew that Anakin was still going to be around. You knew that certain characters were going to still stick around.
That's really interesting because it being a prequel, we know what's going to happen right after this movie. Like we've seen that. What happens after this movie?
The Death Star, right?
Yes, and Vader boards the ship.
You don't know how that happens.
You don't know how that happens, and you've never seen most of these characters. Or if you have, you don't know that these are this version of that character.
And again, their marketing has been great because their trailers are so good and they don't give away anything. Like, they really don't. They give you just enough and just still glimpses of Vader. I'm wondering how long he's in this movie. Also, I saw something that Felicity Jones was optioned. She has an option for a sequel on this, which, how do you make a sequel to this if, like, the sequel is the original Star Wars? Maybe another movie in between, like, 4 and 5 with her character.
I read her character just does not give a shit about learning about the Force.
I also read that, like, once you see this and then you watch the original one again, like, it puts things into there's more meaning behind them because you've seen how it all got set up, which I was like, that's fucking cool. Like, I'm excited to see this.
Well, Gareth Edwards or Evans?
Edwards.
Edwards.
We always say his name wrong.
Gareth Edwards. Like, he did a good job with this movie from what I'm hearing, and I feel like that he's going to want to do more Star Wars stuff. I feel like that he wants to do more Star Wars shit.
He's not doing more Godzilla shit, so.
No, he's done with it.
Yeah. But he's definitely using his sense of scale and battle scenes, like just to be on the ground in like one of these battles with between the rebels and the Empire. Like that looks awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I have a lot of faith in this movie. I hope it's going to be good.
It's going to make buku bucks. It's Star Wars. Star Wars is going to own Christmas, December for like a couple of years.
Good.
So every December is fucking Star Wars month. Right on. Let's move on to some DCEU news regarding Justice League 2 and the Batman. Look, we have a couple of stories coming up here that just kind of point out the fact that Warner Brothers does not know what the fuck they're doing with these movies. Like, they don't have a plan. They clearly don't have a plan. Why? Because now they've said they're pushing back the Justice League sequel 2019 to make way for Ben Affleck's The Batman, according to the Hollywood Reporter.
Right.
So, but they haven't said if the Batman will specifically take over Justice League 2's original announced date, which was June 14th, 2019. Also, Snyder said he wants to take a break from DC movies to direct one of his own films.
Oh.
It's called The Last Photograph. It's a thriller, follows an embedded journalist during the war in Afghanistan. Snyder reportedly came up with a script with the story before he directed 300. And he's like, maybe he just needs a break, which is fine. Maybe you need a break and you come back from this. But then, there's been a lot of changes at Warner Brothers. And then Affleck says they're going to start shooting the Batman early 2017, but he still's like, he's all loosey-goosey about like, I don't want to rush it. I'm still working on the script. Why nobody has a plan for any of these movies. It's very weird.
Well, this is typical Warner Brothers. Like, they don't know what the fuck they're doing.
Yeah.
I think they're waiting on how Wonder Woman does, how even Justice League does before they really go for it with another Justice League.
He says we're on the right track with that and everything is coming together. We're still finishing up a script. I'm very excited. I'm wondering if he wants to make like a franchise movie or if he really just wants to make like a one-off Batman movie and get in and out and be like, that's my movie. Done.
I think if Wonder Woman does good, as you're seeing with like Suicide Squad, they'll do more of that. If Justice League bombs and, then they're going to pivot to another direction.
He's got to do 3 movies. That's what the law says. If you play Batman, you got to do it
at least 3, or at least try to survive 3.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's a lot of like, instead of having a plan, they're just like sitting back and waiting and reacting to things, which we know how that's going to work out. We had a little bit of casting news about Aquaman villain, the guy playing Ocean Master, who is his half brother Orm, who's the bad guy, Patrick Wilson. You guys know this guy, Patrick Wilson?
Yeah, he was the owl.
He was the night owl in Watchmen.
Yeah.
And he is going to be playing the villain.
What if they're going to give him a cool helmet?
Yeah.
He needs the whole trident and the fucking crazy outlandish thing, directed by James Wan. So he'll be joining, of course, Amber Heard as Mira, Willem Dafoe as Volko. And is Black Manta in this? Do we know that? I don't think we know.
I don't remember. I think they might have a tease for him. I don't remember, actually.
Well,
I know Ocean Master's his brother.
He's just called Manta in this movie.
Oh, he's just that's
Yeah.
racist.
Oh, shit.
It's Trump's America now. Call him what I want.
No, Trump will call him
James-
black man.
Yeah, black will call him black man. I'll just leave the Aquaman. Anthony got a date finally. We talked about it last week, October 5th,
With-
2018.
20, which year?
18 and an October release for this movie.
Oh yeah, I remember reading. That's an unusual. That's a new
Yeah.
month to
They're
play
trying
with.
something. Yeah, they're like, look, nobody's putting out things in October. Let's just put this out in October. Why not?
I mean, I think this is the movie industry in general is trying to make blockbusters a year-round thing because they're realizing
can't squish all that
you can't
shit.
squish everything in the summer because then it gets fucking diluted.
And 2018 is going to be a prime example of there's so much shit coming out in the high months, like 40 tentpoles coming out one week right after another. No one's going to have any chance to make any kind of money. So continuing with the Warner Brothers, they had some more big announcements regarding Suicide Squad because I guess the extended cut DVD came out. I have not seen it or gotten it yet, but here's what they're putting into production. David Ayer will direct a female-led movie starring Margot Robbie, officially titled Gotham City Sirens, which is a take on the Gotham City Sirens comic book, which features Poison Ivy, Catwoman, and Harley Quinn. Robbie's also executive producing the movie. And then
She's
also,
got a big role in this.
dude, she's pushing. So okay, so then that came out, and then they were like, oh, we're also we're gonna do Suicide Squad 2, and maybe we'll do a Deadshot movie. We're thinking about spinning off the Deadshot. What do you guys think about this Gotham City Sirens?
I think it's a smart move.
You think so? Or is this more knee-jerk reactionary like, oh,
What they're doing is
he was popular?
they're not doing what's good. They're doing what the idiots that are
Yes.
buying up this shit. You know, they're doing what the masses, the unwashed masses want. And everybody loves Harley Quinn. So, and everybody likes Margot Robbie and looking at her ass. So they're going to give you a bunch of new asses to look at. So they can give you Megan Fox's ass, even though it's a little old, it's still good.
Megan Fox, trying to get the role of Poison
Who's
Ivy.
going to be Catwoman? But they're going to find another ass to put in that a costume, and then you're going to get some ass and bullets and some violence and some kicking, and people are going to eat that shit up because that's what we're doing now.
You know who I'd like to see as the new Catwoman?
Yeah.
Alexandra Daddario.
Oh, we've talked about her before.
She's in the new Baywatch movie. She's actually done some pretty good stuff outside of probably this.
She was in
Baywatch
True
movie.
Detective.
Yeah.
And she was.
Oh, yeah. I know who you're talking about. We've talked about it before. Yeah, she'd be a good pick. I don't think Anne Hathaway was good for that universe. I don't think they should go with her.
No, not for this.
I think for Catwoman, you need somebody who just oozes that kind of dominant female sexuality. You need somebody who's kind of knows herself a little bit more. I don't know if they
And
have
Megan Fox has been like, she wants to play Poison Ivy. She's been, they reported that she's been ordering these books and she's reading up on Poison Ivy. I like, while she looked great as Poison Ivy, I don't think she's really that talented, and I'd maybe go with someone who's a little.
But she's not
bit
the more important one. Catwoman and Harley Quinn are the real stars. She's just rounding out the three.
I think it's also interesting that they're like, oh, Harley did so good, but they're not willing to give her like her own movie by herself. Like, why wouldn't it be? I'd rather see a fucking Harley Quinn and Joker movie.
You know why?
Yeah.
Toys.
Oh boy, toys for girls too.
Toys for girls, especially. Yeah.
I think it's all the shit out of.
I
Poison
mean,
Ivy
Gotham
and
City
Catwoman.
Sirens is smart in terms of marketing for sure. You got to strike the iron while it's hot, and it's basically the same shit. Suicide Squad, just all girls this time. It's Guardians of the Galaxy, all girls. They're just taking the
But, like-
girls and doing their own
Yeah.
thing, which is fine. The only thing is that I read some article that was like, "Oh, look, DC is pushing females."
Yeah,
I mean, they're not. They're just
Wow.
pushing to make
they're
money.
reacting.
And at the end of the day, DC still hasn't made a good movie. So
No.
I'm still waiting for a good movie in this universe. So
But
I don't
it's
care
like-
who's in it, really, as long as the movie's good.
It just annoys me that it's so like transparent. Like they don't have a plan. Like they announced all these movies and dates. Like half of them have changed. Are we still getting a Cyborg movie? Nobody's talking about that. And this is just like, let's see what shakes out, who gets popular. Like the real thing you should have planned Suicide Squad with the intent to make a Suicide Squad 2, and have some kind of cohesive thing. But they're just like, oh, they like the Deadshot. They like the Harley Quinn. Give her a movie.
Maybe the problem is there's too much money at stake here, and they can't really make those bets.
Right.
It did make a boatload. It made as much money as Deadpool almost, which is pretty surprising.
It seems like what they've done is after BVS failed to live up to their expectations, they've gone the route of let's just see what people react to. Instead of a plan, they're doing it differently. They're doing, because like Rugboy said, they can't make these bets. They've gambled and been okay at gambling, but they haven't hit a home run yet. So,
but it's because they haven't fully trusted any one thing. Like they keep stepping in and fucking with it.
Well, that's true. And they need to, and this is what inherently is a problem with DC, period, is that their continuity is so fragmented, their fan base is so fragmented, and they have a lot of different, ways to look at a character that it causes a conundrum.
It reminds me of how they run even Marvel to a certain extent runs their comic books, where it's just, all right, give this a shot. Okay, we got to pull the plug on this. We'll give it 10 weeks. All right, pull the
Cancel
plug.
it. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Start something else. They reacted to this. All right, give them that spinoff.
What do you think made DC like that? Like, I mean, being the trailblazers and that
right,
the industry that the company that set the tone for the industry, and all of a sudden now they're like the hemming and hawingest, most fucking unfocused piece of shit company that there is. That's still transparently trying to get people to read.
I think especially their movie division, they set high expectations for the money it's supposed to make, and they haven't hit that. And they also, I think it kind of disturbs them that they don't get the reviews that they want, that like Rotten Tomatoes aggregate score and Metacritic's aggregate score isn't reflecting a good film. I think that really bothers them. I think both, obviously the money first, but I think the fact that these movies aren't critically acclaimed like Marvel really actually bothers DC a lot.
And they're not willing to just take it one step at a time. They're now at this point, they're clearly just throwing everything at the wall.
Well, it's also like sticks. WB, this isn't their only thing. WB has other properties, so they can't just...
It's not dedicated.
Yeah, they're not dedicated to this.
Yeah, we haven't heard like a Marvel doing this kind of like tap dancing.
No, they would never. They put a date down regardless of, a lot of people say, this is like Guardians of the Galaxy. But it's not, because Marvel knew going in, nobody knows Guardians of the Galaxy, but they still stood firm. They're like, we're going to make this movie and it's going to be good and they're going to kill it. And they just go with it instead of like.
They made fucking Ant-Man. All right.
Yes. And even that had director problems and they still pulled it off. It's just, we've said it time and again how this company has ownership of the most iconic superhero characters ever, and they can't fucking nail it.
They need to get a penis instead of having a vagina.
They keep fucking it up.
Oh, shit.
You think that's the problem?
I don't know what it is. I mean, just being really sexist at this point, just to be funny. But like, it's a lack of follow through. It's just a lack of like,
yes,
like let's do it. Let's really go after it and like not try to like I think what Zack Snyder was trying to like bring these characters into the new millennium or whatever. Like, what about what already was established that works? Like, let's get that.
He didn't even bother looking at that. He just threw that all out the window. And with David Ayer, like, he's talented. I'm sure he'll be great on this movie. And
I rewatched Suicide Squad, by the way, on the plane.
Well, here's the thing. That movie, we see half a David Ayer movie. I'd love to see the whole movie, his version, his cut.
The editing on that is very strange.
Yes, so that's why I'm saying the first half is like not his movie. They chopped it up. We've seen half of David Ayer's movie.
Well, even the moment when they realize that like they need to be a team and like Flag and Deadshot have their little bonding moment. It's just so weirdly edited that it happened. It doesn't even feel organic at all.
I want to check out the extended cut and see if it smooths anything out.
And Joker's role in it really doesn't.
It's ridiculous.
Mean anything. It's not. No. It's like a wasted role.
Yeah, like you could take him out of that whole movie. It really wouldn't affect the movie.
Maybe they're not making that Joker Harley Quinn movie because I think your boy.
They don't want Leto.
No, I think Leto got so fucking fed up with how his version of what got transpired on film that I don't think he's all that into it anymore. He's a weird guy, anyways.
Yeah, he's a weird guy.
He was like being really difficult. They're just like, fuck him. Like,
oh yeah, I think there's something to that where he's just been. He was such a difficult asshole on set, and the fact that he wasn't happy with them reducing his role.
Yes,
and he made some noise about it.
It's possible they cut him out of spite or just to fucking fuck with him. I think both parties do not work well together, and I doubt if we're ever going to see Leto again as the Joker. I don't think that's happening.
Well, I watched this 30 Seconds to Mars documentary about him going to war with the record label over it.
Oh, that's his band. That's right. Yeah. How is he in that?
He's just like, he seems like very, very calm, but you could tell he's acting for the camera. But he's like very calm or whatever. But he wasn't going to fucking just roll over, though. He just was, he went after these guys.
He's like, I want my Joker footage out there.
Well, to be fair to him, I mean, like I said, that Joker role is not. Well, that was a fucking pointless to even have the Joker in there.
Yeah. Just to, you could have showed him in flashback with Harley's origin, and then that's it. Like, you don't need him again.
Oh, you remember reading that weird stuff where he would be sending condoms to his fucking co-actors and shit?
It's ridiculous.
Like, were they like? I remember we read he was like used
dead animals,
condoms or dead animals,
used condoms, dead animals. Like
shit.
It sounds pretentious as shit, dude.
Yeah.
That's not fun. But it clearly, like, if there was more footage, I heard that they didn't even put all that footage back in the extended cut. So
no, they said fuck him.
They don't want anybody in his.
Well, there's a whole like part where he comes back with half his face scarred off.
Yeah, that was in the trailer. We never saw that. He's gonna break into Warner Brothers and steal that footage and put it out himself, probably. Look, let's move on to Marvel. And we talked about how Warner Brothers works. It's all fucked up. Let's move on to how Marvel Studios worked. And I have comments from one Michael Keaton, who was playing the Vulture in Spider-Man Homecoming. Anthony, what did you think of those trailers, by the way?
I thought more of them than you guys did.
Because you posted on the group page, you were like, love it.
I liked it.
And I was like, oh, I think he likes it more than I actually do.
I think I liked it more than all of you guys did.
It's because it's your generation Spider-Man. I don't know.
No, I heard that. And I was like, no, that's not why I liked it. Real quick, I'll just say I liked it just because it seemed different in terms of the setting. It's high school. It's not fucking white man childs acting like assholes on screen. It's actually a goddamn child on screen.
Yeah, I mean, if this is their John Hughes teen high school movie, it's definitely giving off that vibe from those trailers. So
yeah, but you guys talked about it enough, so I don't need to. Yeah,
we talked about looks, but Michael Keaton, who of course we played Batman, so Batman is in Spider-Man back in Tim Burton's movie back in 1989. Batman and Spider-Man. He, like a lot of other actors, were very impressed with the way Marvel is run. He says, "I have thought about the way things have changed because I just did Spider-Man and Marvel. That is one well-oiled machine. It is remarkable how they've got that whole thing covered in a really qualitative way. Just how efficient it is in the best sense and how it operates on a practical level, how organized they are about what they make, how conscientious they are about what they have. They've got really wonderful actors for one thing, but I guess that has always been the case. They really get the script is important and they really protect their lore and that culture and they see the enormity of it on a capitalistic level." So Keaton just blown away at how fucking efficient everything is on a Marvel Studio movie. Interesting fact, apparently he's admitted that he has never seen any Marvel movie.
Oh, shit.
I don't blame him.
I don't know. I don't think that matters to make one, That way he comes in fresh. He's not going to, be imitating anything.
If you were Michael Keaton, would you go be watching fucking Avengers and shit?
Only if you were, like, a comic book fan. But just listen to what he said and listen to, like, how cool it is on a Marvel set compared to, like, what a mess it must be at the other side at
they've had 14 to 15 films to figure this out.
Yeah, they're like, I love that it's like a well-oiled machine.
I'm just trying to picture, like, Oscar-winning actors watching Marvel movies, like Al Pacino.
There's Oscar-winning actors in the movies. You don't think they watch it?
Al Pacino is the next guy that they need to get.
Yeah, they
got to get De Niro. They got to get Pacino.
He's got to be Silvermane.
Oh, yes, in the Spider-Man. Oh, my God.
Spider-Man!
Look, he could put him in the Spider-Man movie. Pacino, once Pacino does a superhero movie, the bubble has burst.
Oh shit!
It's over.
I thought it burst when Robert Redford did a Marvel superhero movie.
Yeah, but then
And then you got what's her name? Glenn Close.
Glenn Close, Tilda Swinton, Sigourney Weaver, Anthony Hopkins, fucking.
You got Stallone. He's going to be in this.
You got Stallone. I mean, Kurt Russell. Like, all these people have been in superhero movies.
Why is that
crazy?
impressive? Arnold Schwarzenegger was in Batman and Robin.
That's a good point.
That is a good point.
It's a different.
Chill out.
That was a different time.
Yeah.
We're not gonna wait. What is his first line in that movie? Hi, Freeze. I'm Batman. He goes, you're not going to take me to the cooler. That's like his very first line. He speaks in nothing but cliches. Go check out What the Fuck Happened to
though,
Batman.
actually, like, he was Oscar nominated or won. And
yeah,
I
first movie
think,
out. Rocky.
Yeah,
dude.
Schwarzenegger, I don't think has ever been on that level.
No.
Yeah, but he still got charisma.
Yeah, he does have charisma. He's a pretty decent actor.
Very
He wants to be.
charismatic. So hopefully the next trailer for Spider-Man Homecoming blows me away.
I hope so. I still think you're going to cream. I still predict this. You're going to cream your pants the entire movie. Rugboy's going to hate the entire movie, and I will probably like it.
And I don't even care if I hate the trailers. Don't show me anything.
Anthony's not going in with any baggage, though. So.
That's right.
Well, no, my baggage is actually pretty biased towards just liking anything Marvel. I admit that I pretty much like everything Marvel does at this point.
Well, look,
except Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
They're well, and they're banking on that in those trailers. They're like, "Hey, remember Tony Stark, Iron Man, Avengers?
They're totally banking on the Marvel machine.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, Spider-Man's in here. Avengers, remember Avengers?
Yeah, I mean, within the first minute or within the first 30 seconds, you saw the Avengers and Tony Stark.
They say Avengers a lot. Okay, let's move on to some more Deadpool news. Something I cut out. It was real quick. I'll mention. Ryan Reynolds been having a hell of a year. He won like the Critics' Choice Award, sexiest man on People. He just got a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
What?
Yes. He also Deadpool.
He does not deserve that. Although I haven't seen the Walk of Fame in a while. Maybe anyone gets a star.
Fucking
now.
Donald Trump has a star in the Hollywood Walk.
Oh shit!
Yeah, but I don't know. I feel like Trump's
probably
way
bought
more
it,
popular than.
Yeah, Trump just
won the election. I don't know if you know.
Ryan Reynolds would win an election. Here's what Ryan Reynolds may win. He was nominated for Best Actor, Golden Globe for Deadpool, and Deadpool was nominated Best Comedy, which I think is the first time that like a superhero movie and the lead has been nominated for anything like at that level.
What's his name? Heath Ledger get any Oscar love?
Heath Ledger did with but that was the posthumous. Like they had to give it to him.
Oh yeah.
Had he not died, I don't know if he would have won that. I don't know. I'm just saying.
Yeah, maybe.
But and Golden Globes, whatever, the Oscars, they're all irrelevant, fucking stupid things, kind of. But the Globes don't necessarily mean he's going to win the Oscar. But for a superhero lead to get even a nomination for Best Actor or Best Movie, that's crazy. But what I want to talk about is this whole.
I think the Globes loses credibility when you get nominate him for Best Actor.
Right? A little bit. They're pandering to the fucking. Everybody likes it's Ryan Reynolds' big year, dude. 2016.
Good for him, I guess.
Very big for him, which may be why Tim Miller.
That Deadpool was
left.
funnier than any fucking Kevin whatever movie.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think the actual his acting at the end of the day, it's just Ryan Reynolds being Ryan Reynolds.
Ruggs, there was another interesting article that there was one of his favorite jokes was cut, and they had put the line in there, and it wasn't that good. And it didn't even make sense. He was copying a line from another movie, and in another movie, the line made sense. In this movie, the line made no sense, and it made me think of you every time you're like, look, he needs to be heavily edited because he thinks all his shit is gold.
Yeah, he fucking looks at himself and thinks he's the best guy ever.
If you left it up to him, he would have left that shitty line in the movie because he's like, this is my favorite line. And the line made no sense.
Yeah.
I forget what it is. I'm not even going to look it up. But look, going back to the story of Tim Miller leaving Deadpool and David Leitch hiring, we all heard the story that Miller wanted to increase the budget by like a whole bunch. He wanted Kyle Chandler to play Cable and creative differences, and they didn't get along, and he walked off. Now, we just, we took each other for the word. Ryan Reynolds came out and said, no, look, I respect him. Creative differences. The story was kind of over. For some reason, Tim Miller feels like he needs to weigh in, and we'll discuss why. But here's what he said. It was a Q&A via Collider. Like, this story was pretty much dead, and he goes and he makes these comments. He says, I just want to say one thing to the geek audience out there, because it's important to me what the geeks and nerds of the world think, because they are my brothers and sisters. I didn't want to make some stylized movie that was 3 times the budget. If you read the internet, who cares really? But for those of you who do, I wanted to make the same kind of movie that we made before, because I think that's the right movie to make for the character. So don't believe what you read on the internet. I wanted to do the same thing as the first movie. Kyle Chandler was not going to be Cable. All this stuff that I read kind of kills me. He goes on to say, even when some people go, the movie was really hard to make, the movie was a joy to make. I think you see it on screen. We all had such a good time. We had a few arguments in post, but nothing more than usual. The crew was great. Everybody was going to come back, and we were going to have such a good time. And the idea that it was a difficult movie, it wasn't. It was a joy, and it was the best experience of my life. I wish them nothing but good. Talking about David Leitch and Ryan Reynolds and the writers. I hope it's great. I hope it's a great movie, because I love the character, and I think it's great. I love all the actors. I want to see them successful again. I haven't met David, but he's a great guy from everything I've heard. I want nothing but the best for the character. And for Fox, too, they deserve to make more money. They need to make more money. Laughs. They were great. They were terrific. So Fox is cool because he's got onto another Fox movie. The question that I have is, then why the fuck did he leave?
Something happened.
What happened? And why is he, like, Ryan Reynolds had to say something, and I guess he did have to come out and save face a little, because the guy wants to work, and he doesn't want to be known as someone who's hard to work with.
They had arguments. Obviously, they said at the end of the film, while editing, they had arguments. So that goes right into what we were saying, where Ryan Reynolds wants to kind of override what he's doing.
Which is probably to Ryan Reynolds the movie as much as he can, so it's not fucking...
Yeah, or just cut things out that he thinks is not necessary, and, you know, whatever. So I think that's what it is. It's really that, it's that transparent.
Yeah, it seems like to me it's just 2 guys off of a very successful film that wasn't expected to be this successful. Just got some ego going now. You got both guys got a little cachet. Both guys are trying to throw around their weight a little bit, and Ryan Reynolds is going to win that.
Well, yeah, Reynolds has had a major year. Let's not forget, this was Tim Miller's fucking first feature movie.
Right.
And Reynolds had previously said that there were some scary fights in the post-production process. So both sides tried to, like, save some face, but Reynolds is going to win. Everyone's going to believe him. But I just thought it was interesting that he's like, he could have said nothing and nobody would have thought less of him, you know?
What he said isn't bad or anything.
No.
He's
but
pretty classy.
Why did he need to even address it so far later?
I think that he wanted to just get the message out there that the shit that they were putting out on him was not true. Like, he did not want to run up the budget.
Yeah.
Well, he starts it off by saying why he needs to say. He says, I want to say this to my geek brothers.
Yeah.
I mean, I think he feels as if it's an important community to him. So he doesn't want it to go unaddressed.
Like, they were throwing him under the bus, making it like it was his fault.
Right.
Yeah. No, I thought it was.
If you lose credibility in the geek realm, you're kind of fucked in this industry.
Well, yeah, they have an excuse now. Like they're trying to pin it on him, saying that he was going to get the shitty cable guy to be the actor, and they were gonna double the budget, and so he wants to clear the air on that. And he wants the fans to know, the geeks to know that, like, listen, I'm not into that shit. I'm not into fucking making dumb decisions that are going to be shitty. And I think that was a PR move.
Yeah, it's a little PR damage control, but you guys are right. This day is social media and shit. You got to put your side out there for what it's worth.
Well, he can't just let them sit there and tell people that he's like wanted to double the budget and fucking cast the wrong guy.
No, you don't fucking hire him. He's done one movie. Let's hope he's more than just like one Deadpool movie guy, that he can actually make some other good stuff. Let's final Marvel movie related, not MCU but Fox, regarding Logan and its R rating. I thought this is very neat what Hugh Jackman did, something you don't see a lot these days, to get an R rating, which is something that they really thought Mangold, the director, and Jackman really wanted for this movie to get violent. Hugh Jackman took a pay cut.
Oh, shit.
Who does that? Hugh Jackman. The
How
guy's
does taking a pay cut affect everything else?
Man, I don't know.
Maybe a smaller budget?
Eric Vespi from Ain't Cool News was that they showed the first 40. Yeah, I think to make a smaller budget to allow the studio to take the risk of an R-rated movie. Eric Vespi tweets, Mangold said that Hugh Jackman took a salary cut because he wanted to do an R-rated movie. So it eased any fears on the part of Fox, but they just put out a fucking Deadpool R-rated movie. I don't know why they would be afraid of this. Maybe it's because, like, kids have grown up with this character. I still think of all the kids that won't be able to go see the last Wolverine movie because they're not old enough.
I think
There's
Deadpool, the
swearing in it.
The safety in the R rating is that you knew it was going to be funny.
Right,
None of these
right.
Wolverine movies have been fucking funny.
No. Apparently, like, Professor X says the fuck a lot in this movie, and it's really violent, too. And so...
Wolverine should be violent. He's got fucking claws.
Yes. I mean, this is something I think everyone's been waiting for since the first Wolverine movie. Give me a fucking R-rated, violent, filthy Wolverine movie.
Well, they have that challenge. They have Wolverine in enough movies now. How do you distinguish this new movie as something a little bit different for the fans?
Yep.
So maybe they got to go there.
Eric Vespi, so they got to watch 40 minutes of Logan, and he says, full-on Berserker Wolverine finally, and more F-bombs than Lebowski.
Oh, shit.
So lots of swearing. And I'm excited to see that movie, so I thought that was cool. Okay, let's talk about some giant monster movies that are coming out very soon, specifically Godzilla and Pacific Rim. We have official titles for their sequels, which is weird because one of them already had a title.
Yeah.
Pacific Rim, the sequel was I thought Pacific Rim Maelstrom,
Mm-hmm.
but since I can't pronounce it, that's why they changed it. It is now Pacific Rim Uprising is the sequel, and the Godzilla sequel is going to be called Godzilla King of Monsters, which I imagine once Kong hears this, he ain't going to be too happy that it's called King of Monsters. That's pretty exciting.
There's going to be a dispute.
So who are these monsters going to be? Who do you guys want to see in King of Monsters?
I think that it's already kind of been leaked,
set up,
confirmed.
Yes. Who? Yes.
They did a trailer for one of the Comic-Cons where they had Mothra, King Ghidorah, and Rodan in it.
Oh shit! All three of them.
And it was like a let them fight.
I don't like that.
I actually don't like. I don't like that if they're doing the Godzilla versus King Kong crossover.
Right after
I don't want those three monsters to be diluted.
I feel like that they're the three flying monsters. That's fucking annoying.
And they're all like
flying.
big monsters, like big deals.
It's almost like a waste to put them all in at once.
But they're all boring. They just fly around, like
Well, at least King Ghidorah can do some shit with his
if they really
electric lightning
design,
out of his mouth.
I think they should design King Ghidorah to be like a bat, where his arms are wings. But then he can use them as arms too. Like do things with it with his hands. Like bats can hold in their arms, and then the heads are independent.
This is the three-headed one that can fly, has a tail.
The way that they do it in the Toho movies, I mean, it's really lame. It's like a puppet that really can't do shit. It's like really terrible. It's like a marionette, basically.
I love Bilatti's illustrations of King Ghidorah.
Dude, the concept is awesome. It's just never been executed in a way, that's compelling to me.
Do you think they just pick like the three most popular bad guy monsters that they think everyone knows?
Mothra and Rodan aren't bad guys.
Yeah.
That's the weird.
They're friends.
And I feel like that's a retread because we had a wing thing in the last Godzilla, like the wing Muto.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like that's going backwards too. I feel like you got to get something cool. I'd rather have Gigan and fucking Ghidorah. That's it, and just leave it at that.
They mentioned in this article that Godzilla King of Monsters seems to be paying homage to the title of the original 54 Japanese Godzilla movie, which the U.S. version was called Godzilla King of the Monsters! !
Yeah.
You know what? I don't actually like that title.
No.
For a sequel, just because I feel like if that was that should have been the title for like the first movie or something.
His main movie, yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. I'm overthinking it.
I don't give a shit as long as another one comes out.
Yeah, I'm happy with another Godzilla film for sure. Pacific Rim, they definitely changed it because no one knew what the fuck Maelstrom was.
how do you say that word?
But it gives a hint that it seems like it's a prequel.
Oh, Uprising, you mean?
Yeah, because it's Uprising, because they fucking put the kibosh on those motherfuckers in the last movie.
That's true. Boyega,
Uprising.
John Boyega's in this, and they're still filming in China and Australia. That's coming out February 23rd, 2018.
Do you think young John Boyega is the young dude? Is the young Idris Elba?
He's playing his son, I thought. I believe.
We're just
and
being racist and typecast. Got to be the guy's son. They're both black.
No, I think he actually is playing his son. It's not being it's not being racist when it's true.
I'm completely being racist. I was like, hey, there's only could be one black guy in this movie.
It's like Tom Holland. Oh, that's got to be Tony Stark's son. He's white.
He's a white guy. That bald lady, of course, she's Celtic. She's Celtic. She's that's of course. Directed by Stephen S. DeKnight, who was a showrunner on Daredevil and Spartacus. Godzilla King of Monsters coming out March 22nd, 2019. Directed by Krampus and Trick or Treat filmmaker Michael Dougherty.
Yeah, I rewatched some of the Godzilla 2014.
Yeah,
and, I mean, I still don't like the editing of cutting away from the monsters all the time. I think that got
Not
old
seeing
really quick,
them.
and the human
Yes.
characters suck. But Gareth Edwards really did a good job with scale. Like
his
they
scale-
Godzilla
And the
look-
action.
and the action once it actually got going. But I mean, the scale was like holy.
The shots
fuck.
are beautiful too. You know the way that he's painted the sky with the red smoke.
Oh,
and
there
of
was
those
some
scenes.
really. I mean,
Gorgeous.
the shot where Godzilla like is in the smoke in Chinatown, and you just see a lightning bolt, and his reflection or whatever the fuck
Yeah.
you call it.
Yeah.
That's awesome when he's lighting up his back and the lightning's
Yeah.
hitting at him again. Oh my god.
Dude, even in the Rogue One trailers and that movie, you could take still frames of that movie and they're like amazingly composed illustrations. Ruggs, have you noticed that? Like the way he composes the frame is just, it's so beautiful.
Gareth, like upon watching 2014 Godzilla again, yeah, I think the weakest part of that movie is Aaron Taylor Johnson and the switch over from
Bryan
Cranston. If that didn't happen, I would even have forgiven the pullaways from the action in that movie. But and the fact that it's a little dark, that's another thing that bothers me a little bit. It's like very, very dark in that movie all the time and you can barely see what's going on.
Yeah.
But with all of that said, there's so much fucking wizardry going on in there that's very respectable that I have no worries that Rogue One's going to be awesome. And anything that he does is going to be pretty good.
His composition on in the screen is gorgeous.
That's
Now,
what worries
Anthony,
me with the next Godzilla is that's not that same guy.
it's a horror movie guy.
Yeah, the guy that's doing it is really not
did
that great of a
Krampus.
director.
Krampus? It's Krampus.
Did you see Krampus?
No, you gave us a review and it sounded horrible.
It wasn't very good.
Yeah, that's what.
There was good moments in it, but
Yeah,
it was not a good movie.
Yeah. So and Trigger. So this guy. Well, but
okay.
Yeah. I mean, Gareth Edwards had one movie before he got the Godzilla, but his vision is there. His visuals are amazing. Anthony, on your 240-hour flight to the Philippines, you that went back in time and actually got here before you left, created a flashpoint of your own. You got to see Shin Gojira.
Geek
Or
Boner.
Godzilla Resurgence. Although I don't
Godzilla
hear anyone
Resurgence.
calling it that.
I know everyone says the Shin
even
Godzilla.
like people, my friends that are obviously American, refer to it as Shin Godzilla.
Yeah, I've not heard anyone call it Godzilla Resurgence. Now, I'm the only one who hasn't seen this movie, but I will, so we can do a proper review. But here, I'm going to give you this. I want you to give us a Jock version of the Rugdown.
Here's the rundown.
Well, this is the Jock down.
The
And
Jock down.
I did see the movie. I will say it is unlike, and I don't watch that many movies, even though I'm on this show, so I don't even know why I'm on this show anymore. But it is unlike any movie I've ever seen in terms of the way it's composed. It's a lot of fucking boardroom, a lot of talking, and a lot of like very political Japanese politics,
like watching Japanese C-SPAN.
sort of. Very much, actually, almost. I mean, and there's no real like evil. Like it's just guys discussing politics. Like there's a part where they're talking about like, can we use the Japanese Special Defense Force against parasites or something like that? And they're like, no, that's not technically an army attacking us, so we can't use it. Like it's like that. Like that's stuff that like is taking over the screen for a while.
Wow.
Like just policy.
Okay.
So in that sense, it's very different than anything I've ever seen. I know Rugboy talked about this being like not his Godzilla or not really the Godzilla. It's not actually Godzilla. And I can see that point because it's definitely way different.
It's its own thing.
It's not the Godzilla we grew up with. The only thing that I think it might get to that point is that this thing evolves a lot. So it might evolve into something even closer to what we're used to. Overall, it's different. It's not only a different movie.
Where does it stand? Where does it stand on the Godzilla movies that you like? Is it on the top, or is it somewhere not on the top, or is it on the bottom? Like, where does it stand?
Man, I think it's like in the middle. To be honest,
That's how I feel as well.
Yeah, it hurts that the movie is Godzilla just on his own. I don't think they do that very well other than the original. Like 85 was okay. On his own is just, and the way they chose to fill time is very questionable.
So there's no other monsters?
Now, can I ask you one other thing?
Yeah, go ahead.
And then we can move on to the next thing, because I don't want to. We're going to do a Bilotti Super Godzilla Nerd Fest, and Imran's going to see it too.
Yeah,
gotta watch the movie
so we can really talk about it. But do you feel you're like watching the same movie that all these people are crooning over? Like, or like fucking jizzing in their pants, and this is the best representation of Godzilla they've ever seen. Like, do you feel like that you watch the same movie that they watch and you get it, or are you like me? Like, I don't get what they saw. That was so great. I understand what they're talking about, but I don't really, what's your opinion?
No, I don't think it's that great. I mean, but I do see the Japanese nationalistic appeal to it. Like the movie is very like the thing that I thought of was like Japan in this movie woke up a sleeping dragon in terms of Godzilla with like Fukushima, whatever. But I felt like Godzilla woke up the sleeping dragon that was Japan. I think that's what they were trying to go for, in that Japan can be this world power, but we've been fucking holding ourselves back.
We're our own worst enemy.
Yeah, we've been relying on other people when we need to get back to being.
That changes the whole thing of Godzilla. Then,
it's a total reimagining for sure. It was in the middle. The movie's kind of boring. It can get really fucking boring. And Godzilla is like not really. I mean, he's got no personality. Yeah, he's not really got a personality in this film.
Cam at work, he's a big Godzilla fan. He fucking loves this movie. He says
he loves it. Godzilla is basically the Terminator in this movie.
Yeah.
Wow, that sounds cool.
It's cool, but it's you've really seen Godzilla with personality, so it's a step back.
Yeah,
I see. Yeah. He's one note. He's a one note Godzilla.
I mean, the way they made him, he doesn't react to any, like, things are bouncing off of him, and he's just walking like nothing. Yeah. Like, he's a Terminator.
Okay, look, I'm gonna watch this movie now that everyone's seen it. I will watch it.
I'm curious to see what someone that doesn't watch Godzilla would think of this.
Yeah, that'll be my fucking.
You're gonna sit there, Imran, and you might be really bored during parts of this.
You'll be like, "What the shit is this? Why?"
Well, it's a lot of like stamping. Literally, like
more
you said,
paperwork.
C-SPAN, like in the face camera shot of them just discussing policies.
Well, the Japanese must love this shit. That must be what they like as entertainment.
On another note, though, I just want to say that the screen time is almost double, I think, of what the
okay, that's an improvement
of what Godzilla 14 is. But
okay,
half of the time he's not even really Godzilla.
Oh.
So like when he's actually Godzilla, full grown Godzilla, like fucking being Godzilla, it's about the same screen time as you get in the movie.
Well, and when he's full grown Godzilla, most of the time he's on screen, he's just walking forward.
He's pretty much still.
Yeah,
he's not really doing anything. Yeah,
he's barely moving at all.
His legs are like moving, and then his tail is moving around. But other than that, nothing else is moving.
I can't wait to watch this movie.
There's some cool. I mean, when he gets going, though, there is some cool stuff.
All right.
Yeah, there's like 2.5 scenes of good shit.
I'll make sure that I have my bifocals ready so I can read and then watch.
Yeah, you're gonna do a lot of reading. A lot of reading. Watch it. Watch it with the subtitles.
I have to say, like, in defense of this movie, there is a lot of great stuff about it. It just
there's substance.
To me, I think that the portrayal of Godzilla and what they did to his origin, it just affects me in such a negative way that I can't. It does kill it for me.
You got the baggage.
Well,
that's all.
I didn't want to come off them bagging the film. I actually think it's all right. Like I don't think film. I don't think it's fucking Son of Godzilla or Godzilla's Revenge or anything like that.
Better than 2014 Godzilla?
It's way different. I like
Okay. You can't even
Godzilla
compare it.
2014 better.
Okay.
I would say
Well,
the
look.
same.
We'll table it now until I watch the fucking movie.
Right.
I will watch it. Let's talk about a trailer for a movie where a whole bunch of stuff does happen. And boy, does it happen. It's the new Fast and Furious movie, Fast and Furious 8. What's funny about this? I was thinking earlier today, Anthony, remember it was like episode 3 or 4 or 5?
I reviewed the last one, yeah.
You had reviewed Fast and Furious 7 because we were just like, hey, I saw this. And it's not, a comic book movie, but I'll be
Basically,
goddamned.
This
I'll
is
be
like-
goddamned if you watch this and you don't say this is a fucking superhero
This
movie.
is Civil War for Fast and Furious.
This is a fucking superhero movie. And you know what? This franchise, it's huge. It's a fucking monster. I think the last movie made $1 billion.
Did you guys both watch this trailer?
Yes.
I saw it.
What did it remind you of the trailers you watched last week? It's exactly like another trailer.
Oh, it is like guy betrays. What did we watch? Planet of the
Lee
the Mummy?
betrays his friends.
What?
Transformers.
Oh, Transformers. Yes.
Optimus.
Where
There's a shot of Optimus
Prime-
fighting Bumble.
Everybody's doing Civil War. I'm telling you.
Yes.
Batman
Oh my God,
versus Superman. Civil
They started
War.
the trend.
Yep.
This is like I've seen a couple of these movies casually when they've been on TV. I don't really follow it. And the fact that whatever Vin Diesel is the lead guy and he's flipped and he's a bad guy and like they give away the whole plot, but obviously they don't care because they know people are going to come see this. You got Charlize Theron, you got fucking Kurt Russell, The Rock, Jason Statham, and I don't even care what the story is. I just want to see the fucking submarine scene chasing the cars on the ice. It's completely ridiculous, but you can clearly tell they know this is over the top. They're having fun with it. And like, I won't go see this when it opens. Like, this fucking movie looks crazy.
Yeah.
Fast and Furious has been my guilty pleasure for at least a little bit.
It is for a lot of people.
Ever since Fast 5.
Have you watched it more than once?
Since Fast 5, if any of Fast 5, 6, or 7, if it's on, I'll probably watch it.
I have not watched them at all ever since I've seen them.
Really?
You don't even need to pay attention. You just wait for the fucking action.
Yeah,
scenes.
I'm just literally just sitting there waiting for, like, it's on in the background. I'm like, oh, that's an awesome action scene. I'll pay attention.
Yeah, these fight scenes look great. The car scenes look great. I mean, what other franchise gets to the 5th movie and gets better? Like, what the shit is this? Like, it's so weird.
Well, they stopped focusing on the street. When it became good is when they stopped focusing on the street racing underground scene because no one gives a real fuck about that anymore.
Right. It became like a global James Bond
big
thing.
name actors in high octane action, like a Ocean's 11 sort of thing.
Yeah, but just like over the top of The Rock, Vin Diesel, and like I was
Like
really
Statham
curious.
was the bad guy, and now he's like teaming up with The Rock.
So now, okay, that's the whole thing. Yeah, I mean, it's a predictable fucking storyline, but who cares? Like, it looks fucking bad. You got hot chicks, cars.
You know what it is? It's cars. It's Expendables with younger actors.
Yes, and cool cars.
Right.
Like the
And
cars are always a
broads.
big thing.
Broads.
And broads. This fucking the submarine coming out of the ice and they're driving away. That's fucking awesome. I gotta admit, that's crazy. I also was really curious what they were gonna do, how this franchise was gonna be after the death of Paul Walker, which
They've already announced another one.
Oh, really?
They're
Here's
gonna
the other thing. Internationally, it's called Fast and Furious 8, but I think the domestic title is The Fate of the Furious,
Yeah.
which is a horrible, horrible title.
They don't give a fuck. Their titles have been
It doesn't-
horrible for a while.
It doesn't matter.
Was there another Triple X movie coming out too, or was
Yes,
there already?
there
out?
is.
Oh, there's
Triple
another
X
one
is
out.
that's trying to compete with this, but I don't think Triple X is quite as big as this franchise. even
No,
though they
we're
keep
not
making
even
them.
close. But I mean, it's like Vin Diesel is trying to bring back his all of his properties. He's got 3 decent properties. He's got Riddick, he's got Fast and Furious, and he's got Triple X.
You think he'll do another Riddick movie?
No, I think he's done with those. But that last one was pretty good.
Plus, now he's Groot, so he's got fucking Marvel money as long
That's
as
right.
he needs. Yeah, I mean, it looks fun. It looks crazy, and
They know at this point what they want to do. They know their sandbox.
yeah, and they're playing it.
I think
and they're
the
unapologetic.
next thing for this is they got to introduce every movie they've introduced like another big male action star.
Yeah,
So they
yeah.
got
Who do
to
you
find
put
another
in?
one, and I think the next guy, this is just me speculating, the next guy would be like a Jet Li or something like that.
They need a martial arts guy.
Right.
I mean, if this thing makes $1 billion,
they had Bach. They had that guy in there.
Oh yeah,
they had Tony Jaa as the bad guy.
And the bad. He was one of the bad guys.
Clearly, they can afford to pay all these cats.
What's funny though about Tony Jaa is you don't realize how small he is until he's in the room with these other guys, and you're like,
other people.
That guy's so small. Like it doesn't like The Rock is just makes everyone look tiny.
Yeah, well, in some of his movies, he fights like white dudes. And they're towering over him.
Yeah.
And he has to like literally jump and kick them in the face with his knee. And it's like,
kick him in the shins.
He's really like getting some serious air getting up there. He's like flying.
Charlize Theron with dreads reminds me of like Gary Oldman from
I don't know.
True
This
Romance.
is the first time I've looked at Charlize Theron and been like, okay, she's probably like now aging out. She's getting up.
I'll admit, I did kind of had that fleeting thought also. I was like,
you guys are just like Hollywood.
We're such ageist assholes.
Well, it's
ageist
like,
male assholes. But I did think that watching this.
Yeah.
Oh, it's weird.
But
yeah, for sure.
It's like, just don't portray her as that. Like, it's one thing if she's just a lady sitting behind a desk and she's whatever. But if you're trying to play up her sexuality at that age, it just feels forced.
Yeah, for sure. This movie will make a ton of money.
It's going to make boatloads of fucking money. Nobody cares. I'll go for fucking guilty pleasure. Exactly right. All right. Finally, last bit of news from our Facebook group. A bunch of people are excited about this. They posted it. And it's this Ducktales reboot on Disney XD. Now, look, I kind of love the Ducktales. This thing originally aired 1987 to 1990. So I was I was maybe like 12, 13, but even back then, the song is fucking iconic, but the storytelling was really good. The animation was quality. I even remember they had like a 3-part story that ran across 3 episodes, and I was like blown away. Were you a DuckTales fan, Ruggs?
I like DuckTales.
Anthony, did you watch any DuckTales at all?
I've heard of the name. I have nothing for DuckTales.
I mean, my memory of it was like I come home from school, make myself a bowl of cereal, and watch DuckTales. And like, it was the only thing that was on that was entertaining. I mean, there was other shit that was on, but like, I was good for a while. And then they had Darkwing Duck and
Launchpad. No, it was quality Disney fucking television. Me and my sister, we still to this day have an inside joke. We'll repeat this line from the show where there was a sea monster had eaten the ship that was Scrooge McDuck's, and there was ice cream on it. And I guess he hid shit in ice cream, but he just kept yelling, "A sea monster! Eat my ice cream! A sea monster! Eat my ice cream!" That's like our safe word now if we're in trouble.
That's weird.
My sister goes, "A sea monster!" And I go, "Eat my ice cream!"
I mean,
anyways.
You have a safe word with your sister?
Yeah, that's really weird.
Yeah, like in Taken. No, like if she's in trouble. No, because
you know what that implies, right?
I know that's not what I meant.
Okay.
And the thing is, I can't. She may have has security clearance with the government. I can't tell too much. She worked for the government in certain times, and there was a point where she's like, "Look, if something happens to me, and like there's somebody calling to confirm or whatever." It was more in the terms of like a hostage situation.
You have a safe word with your sister.
Was the safe word with my sister. It was like training. It was like CIA like training.
Okay.
How to survive in other countries if you're
I've
taking
totally
a terrorist.
ignored everything you said and just focused on you have a safe word.
That's what yes, because she has a very interesting job, which I can't tell you. I'll have to kill you. She can't tell me. She may be a spy. I don't know.
Interesting.
So when she beats on you sexually, is that what this is about?
What?
Never mind.
Oh my God, there's gonna be letters.
Send your hate mail to show@jockandnerd.com.
Well, look, this whole DuckTales thing, it's Disney. It's their property. They can do whatever the fuck they want, and they can bring it back if they want, and I'm sure it'll be fine. It's like a harmless little fucking Disney thing using Disney properties. The thing that I fucking hate, though, I saw this thing that was fucking ridiculous. It's been getting a lot of shit on the internet, and I caught it, and Disney made like a Pacific Rim ripoff or something, like with like a robot that fights kaijus. It's called Mech X4.
Oh,
and it is the worst thing. Like, this is the personification of Disney sucking big, huge cock. Like, it is everything that I fucking hate about Disney. It's like they made this show that's so fucking soulless
This is live action, huh?
Yeah, it's live action. It has like the multicultural cast that totally doesn't make sense. They're like, it's like this dude's like, yeah, I like football. And like,
okay, yeah, okay, wait, I could nail these characters. There's a black dude in a Letterman's jacket. Let me guess, he's the football guy. Next to him is a little nerdy Asian dude who's got like a V-neck sweater and a tie. He's like the scientist guy, right?
Yeah.
Okay, on the other side of the football player is another like Latino looking dude, and
it's like indiscriminate Latino Asian guy.
Yes, you can't tell. He's wearing a flannel and his arms are like in a cross, like he's the martial artist guy.
Then we have the dumb white guy,
and then there's a dumb white guy. It looks like Justin Bieber.
He's the foil of the show.
He's like got Bieber hair and he's wearing a hat. Oh my god, I just nailed all these characters just by this photo of Mech
It's like
X4.
the worst soulless show ever. It's so bad, and like. The bad guy is like a white lady, and like everybody who's like it's Disney. It's just like
what about the mech part? Is the mech
Disney.
part cool? At least with the mech, does that look cool?
No, it's bad. It's just terrible. Like everything about it sucks.
Wow.
And it's just I'm just talking about it because like I was turned on to this. I was reading through the internet and I fucking saw this shit. People are posting about it, so I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, it looks so Disney polished. That's clearly a cash grab without much thought. Let's just fucking throw this together.
Holy dude, watch it and just puke. That's all I can.
But look, the cast for DuckTales, though, is pretty fun. Playing Huey, Louie, and Dewey, you have Danny Pudi from Community, Ben Schwartz, and Bobby Moynihan from SNL, and voicing Scrooge McDuck, David Tennant. Doctor Who Purple Man, David Tennant. They got, and Beck Bennett from SNL's on there. Great cast. They put out a video where they're singing the theme song, and the theme song is always just takes you back to being a kid. But Mech X4, that's hilarious. It is so, it looks, and the set looks like where they shoot Legends of Tomorrow a little bit.
It's really, 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 really like the guy just literally wakes up and is like, I have powers. And like they don't give a shit. He's like, well, we got a robot. Let's drive it around. And I'm like, you don't fucking think that there's he's like, nah, man, let's just fucking do shit, man. It's something with this robot. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me?
I'm not watching this.
Shitting me. The whole time I was watching it, I'm like, this is what Disney does. I'm like, if Disney does this to my Marvel shit, if this is what happens, this is what's going to happen in 2 years.
So I'm afraid
they've already fucking raped Spider-Man and made him into a fucking idiot. And now they're going to do it. Like, this is what we're looking for. This is what happens when there's no Marvel involved. When there's no other people pushing back the stupidity.
Well, I'm not watching that horse shit. I may watch the DuckTales. It premieres summer 2017, 30 years after the debut.
Watch that and not want to fucking kill someone.
Maybe I think we should do a review on season 1 of Mech X4 and force Rugboy to watch all the episodes.
Dude, fucking Matt Delhauer will fucking his pancreas will drop out of his asshole if you watch it.
Did you hear the next what the fuck, Anthony? He's Matt Delhauer's taking a bullet for us.
And what?
It's going to be R.I.P.D.
Oh God,
with Ryan Reynolds, Jeff Bridges. Nobody has seen that movie.
Oh gosh, I might have to though. I mean, to be able to speak on the show.
I think I might put myself through it to feel his pain. All right, look, that's it for the news. Let's talk about some TV right after these promos.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
In a world where so many podcasts offer TV and movie news, along comes another one filled to the brim with podcasty goodness that is only slightly better at best.
Admit it, you're always looking for a new brand of meaningless movie nonsense in your podcast diet.
Look for the 365 Flicks podcast on Twitter, iTunes, Stitcher, and all good third-party podcast apps. You can also swing by the Facebook page.
Come join in on the adventures of Kev, a pissy ex-video store clerk,
and Chris, a Scottish Whedon Hall.
We're your vocal heroes of pissy opinion.
We bring you all the latest TV and movie news, reviews, and general geeky rants,
as well as a bunch of top fives that you really won't care about. So whether you're Team Iron Man or Team Cap,
you're Team Batman or Team Superman,
drop on by the 365 Flicks podcast, where the Chris versus Kev Civil War never stops.
This is the podcast you're looking for.
Hey Hey there, fellow podcast fans. Do you love comic books and especially Swamp Thing? Get out of the bayou. So do we. Come check out the Parlapod Show, the world's only podcast dedicated to the muck-encrusted mockery of a man himself, Swamp Thing. This is some serious arcane audio. We also have a sister show, Splurch, where we dive into the world of comics and all the crazy aspects of life. Give us a listen at parlapod.com, iTunes, SoundCloud, our YouTube channel. Visit our site, parlapod.com, and consider supporting our Patreon for some really cool rewards and exclusive content. Check us out on podcastradionetwork.net every Tuesday at 9 p.m. Eastern. Join the conversation on Twitter by following @Parlapod. We'll see you in the swamps. In the swamps. In the swamps. In the swamps.
Trivia Geeks, the Unpredictable Game Show podcast, is back with a brand new season. They've got a new host, new games, and a new day and time. But that's not all. Now you can download their companion app, Triv Now, and play along in real time. Watch Carrie on YouTube as she tries to convince her partner that his Dark Knight hasn't risen in years. Listen on Diamond Club and Alpha Geek Radio, Wednesday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern. You can also follow the show on Facebook and Twitter and get all the latest updates and showtimes.
The Jock and Nerd Podcast.
Hey, listener, we have a fan club. You should join it. You get really cool stuff like bonus audio, post shows, instant reactions, a whole little RSS feed that's like an exclusive separate podcast just for our fan club members. Just visit jockandnerd.com/Patreon. And for as little as $1 a month, you'll be helping out the show, and you're going to get all these bonus things like my very first trailer reaction video that I did for Spider-Man Homecoming, and Rugg saw it, and it's not very good, but I had to just get the first one out. I might do some more when they get good.
If you want to see Imran just standing with his mouth open, nodding, then that's the video for you, man.
Like, currently our fan club members are enjoying me smiling like a fucking idiot watching this trailer, going, ooh, but you do see in the trailer that I was not blown away like I wish I had.
Yeah, his hand was not on his penis at all. I was like,
no, I didn't have to say,
Get your hand off my penis!
It was nowhere near the penis, because I was like, oh, okay, that's a good Spider-Man trailer. Let's see what they give us. But jockandnerd.com/Patreon. Help us out. Join the fan club. You're going to get cool shit. We're going to talk about some television right here, right now. So I got to issue the spoilery alert.
Strap yourselves in, you fucks. Spoiler time.
spoiler alert.
It's a double spoiler alert. Anthony, what have you caught up on? What I think we should just talk about The Walking Dead.
Yeah,
mid-season
let's just do
finale.
Walking Dead.
Before we I want to start. I mentioned that last week. I mentioned that Slingshot miniseries, digital series that's on ABC.com about Yo-Yo. Ruggs, did you get a chance to watch any of those 6 episodes?
No.
So it's 6 episodes, and they vary. I did watch them.
Is it good?
Shit.
It's all right. It's like a 25-minute episode of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. split up into 6 episodes. They range anywhere from like 3 to 6 minutes. It's the main character is Yo-Yo. She's trying to track down her cousin, who we actually met in season 3 when she's introduced. And she's trying to track him down. But Coulson's in it, Daisy's in it, May's in it. It's not bad. It feels just like an episode.
I want someone
of
to edit
Agents.
them together so I could just watch it in one shot.
Really, I don't know why you got to break it up. It's only like half an hour. It's like half an episode of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., but same production level, and it wasn't bad. I like the yo-yo. You can't play with my yo-yo. That's an Ice Cube song.
You use a safe word with your sister?
Yes, because she might get kidnapped by a terrorist and held hostage, and they're going to call, and I have to know if she's really in trouble or not. And if she says, "I see a monster," I know to alert the authorities and call CNN and send out something.
See, instead of saying that, you could have just been like, go eat an aborted chicken.
Go eat. That's a good one. I think.
Oh, shit.
I think that's the new safe word. Aborted duck egg. Aborted duck fetus. Aborted duck fetus. I'm going to use that with my dominatrix during our next session. Ooh. But let's get to The Walking Dead mid-season finale. This is season 7, episode 8. Heart Still Beating. Slightly extended episode. I think it was 90 minutes. It's longer than an hour.
I think so, yeah.
It didn't drag as much as usually their extended ones. And here we had kind of the summation of all these individual episodes following one character at a time. boy, did they jump around and touch with everyone. Like, we got to see everybody.
Bilotti made a good point in our chat.
Yes.
The way they structure Walking Dead is basically like a season of sports, where the middle is just not something you pay attention to at all, and you just pay.
You just got to get through it.
You just go to lead up to the All-Star
watch
break.
this episode, and then everything you need to know.
Yep,
you really could have. That's a good point.
I almost felt like the reason why this flew by is because they were touching on everything and they didn't decompress it like crazy. I think they actually had a wasted opportunity though. Overall, I like the episode, by the way, but I think they had a wasted opportunity in terms of Daryl's escape from the Negan.
Yes, that could
have been a lot more.
Yes, that was absolutely wasted. Instead,
like when he looks into the room and there's a bunch of saviors there.
Yes,
that could have been a whole scene, like action sequence.
Because for a second you're like, oh, he's gonna fuck them up,
right?
And then he's like, too many people. I'm just gonna keep walking by.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna run.
Yeah.
Yes, I agree that who do you think gave him the key? The fucking Dwight's girl? Oh, Jesus did, because he was waiting for him. That's right.
Yeah.
That really, the whole sneaking out scene was like, and then they didn't even show him escaping. He just shows up at the end with Jesus. Now, the Fat Joey scene, which is hilarious because like Fat Joey is a thing. Like that's his credit at the end of the show.
Fat Joey.
It's literally Fat Joey, and apparently he had more lines. And that part was kind of brutal. And I have to give him props for one thing. They cut, like, we had a violent death in this episode, but they cut another violent scene out originally. You saw fucking Fat Joey's head explode.
Oh, shit.
Like, they didn't cut away. Like, you saw the hit and you saw the head just explode. I really think it was smarter than to cut that out.
I'm not going to give them any credit because we still saw a guy's guts get cut out, him holding his own guts. We still saw last week someone get his face ironed and skin sticking to the goddamn iron.
Yeah.
I don't give them credit for anything they do right now in terms of brutality.
So here's the thing with both of those things. All of that straight from the comic book. Like the minute Spencer started that conversation, I was like, oh, I remember what happens now. And I was actually glad that he fucking gutted Spencer. I did not like him. Yeah, I did not like him. And I mean, it's a pretty good lie where he's like, where are your guts? Oh, how embarrassing. There they are. I was like, holy shit. He's fucking brutal. And it was very graphic.
You know what sucks about Spencer, too?
Yeah.
In real life, he dates Chloe Benet.
Get the fuck out of here. Really?
Guy, yeah.
Oh, fuck that guy. I'm glad he got
that's where he's from.
Yeah, he dates her. He was his girlfriend in, her boyfriend in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., like the first
one. Oh, he was on.
In the first season.
In the first season. Holy shit. Wow. Ugh. I didn't like him.
Sucks.
And he gets violently
You know why this
gutted.
also was a good episode?
Yeah.
Because Negan's act is already really fucking old. So he wasn't in it as much.
Yeah, and
he was still dipping like he was at a fondue party. He was like, still doing that lean back dip thing.
Oh no, he wasn't. But I'm saying the whole episode wasn't Negan being
over and over again. But you're right. Like his pattern of delivery, there's no point. If you watch, I watched it again. He's never standing up straight at any point. He's always loosey to one side. He's leaning to the other side. He's dipping. He's swaggering. He's leaning. I'm like, fucking plant your feet and square your shoulders, motherfucker. Like he's really skinny. Like you look at him and he's like, he's skinny.
It does kind of take away the menacing aspect of Negan when he's, being Fonzie all the time,
I don't know if you caught that last episode, Anthony, but Ruggs pretty much nailed it. He's just being fucking Fonzie. He's Fonzie Negan. Negan Fonzarelli. Like the same cheesy over the top. He's talking. Everything is the same way. He's leaning
Does he have
to
more
the side.
depth in the comics? Because I feel like they've tried to give him depth, but then they've just kind of glossed over it because what's his face? What's the actor's name again?
Jeffrey Dean Morgan.
Jeffrey Dean Morgan is just having so much fun being over the top that I think they're just like, we're going to give you depth. Oh, no, Jeffrey Dean, you want to act more over the top? All right, keep doing it. Whatever.
The only difference between the comic book version is the physical nature of Negan. Negan's a lot bigger. He's got a huge chest, so he's more imposing.
But wasn't there the whole, he doesn't rape
like Frank
thing?
Castle in the comics.
Yeah, he looks like the Punisher. He has the Frank Castle body type.
Well, doesn't there the
there's
whole,
also
the rape
that
thing? Like, they even the last episode, they like. I thought there was a stronger admiral. Like I thought there was more there with the bonding with Carl, and I felt like they didn't even really get into that as much.
Well, the depth is in that line where he says to Rick, where he's like, look, I brought your son back, even though he killed 2 of my guys. I even fed him pancakes. And then he's like, and then I killed one of you guys who wanted me to kill you and put him in charge. He's like, I'm looking out for you, Rick. I like you. Like that, there's the depth right there. What the choices he made. And like, it's interesting how what you think, having not read the comic, like I knew that was coming. So I expected that, and there's where the depth in Negan starts to show up in terms of his character.
Okay.
Why does he like Rick?
I don't know. He's just fucking with him. Like he could have killed Rick by now.
I think he likes breaking Rick because he knows that Rick is supposedly a strong character.
Yeah.
Wants to show him, teach him a lesson.
I just can't get the whole thing about people just fucking kowtowing to this guy. And as I said, he doesn't have this inner circle that's always there, that's backing him up all the time. And then all of a sudden you'll turn around and they'll be there. Like that girl who shot the guy.
Yeah.
Like, all of a sudden, like, where the fuck did this bitch come from?
Arat. Then he had the right-hand guy. Yeah. Plus, they killed like 2 characters that nobody really gives a shit about. I was like, really? Just weak, Walking Dead.
You think that after being on a whole season with Negan, you'd know his whole inner circle. But like this girl just kind of, I mean, I think she was in an episode before, but they didn't really touch on her at all.
She looks like Hawkgirl from Legends of Tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean, like, they didn't build any of those characters at all. Either they're all going to die and they don't matter. Or what'd you think of Rick finally getting some balls by the end? Finally. It took 8 episodes of this to be like, but why? Like, it takes Olivia and Spencer's death, like 2 guys he doesn't really care about, for him to like be like, okay, now we got to do something.
I think it was that, and also what's
Daryl?
Not Daryl. The guy that he went on the run with.
Oh, who was that? That was Aaron.
Aaron.
Yes,
seeing him.
Yeah, Aaron talked him into it. Yeah. They were.
I mean, it is weak because it's again they've kind of mishandled Rick throughout this season because it's basically, like you said, 2 characters that he shouldn't really give a fuck about. I mean, Fat Chick was okay, but the other guy sucked. And like, that's the rallying point. It should have been something else. It should have been that Rick was always doubting this and ready to go. He just needed to figure out a plan. Yeah, he's waiting for his moment. Right
away. He should have been working on something.
So they totally mishandled that. This shouldn't have been like the rallying cry.
No. It's such a long setup to it.
Did the whole bullet in the bat thing happen in the comics?
I don't know if it happened at that moment, but I kind of feel like I remember. I don't know if it happened at that time there with the Spencer.
For me, someone that actually liked this episode, I hated that.
What part of it? The part that she missed.
The part that she missed and hit the bat.
She's standing right
part
there.
That I can't. I wish at least should have like grazed him.
Yeah,
that's Negan luck. That's showing that like there's something about this guy that he just gets lucky. But yeah, how do you fucking miss? He's right there.
He's middle of dipping. That's why he
was dipping around, waving the fucking bat around.
He's bending around.
I was proud.
A situation where he has that bat in front of his face.
Right. He was like, what are the odds? But think about it. What are the odds that like the one moment he's waving the bat and it gets impaled? I like when he fucking lost his shit there.
Yeah, because that's an actual moment where you see something besides a fucking act.
Yes. You see him actually get mad. And I was kind of proud of Eugene for fucking sacking up and stepping forward. And now they take him until he finds out the Daryl escape.
Shitty trade, man.
It's a very shitty trade. But a guy that makes bullets, that's a valuable guy.
I'm saying in terms of
guy to have.
People we care about.
Yes.
As an audience.
Yeah. Eugene, I love where the girl's like, you like staring haircut? He goes, yes. I mean, no. I mean, fucking Eugene. I love the reunion moment at the end that I thought was pretty well earned, and especially between Rick and Daryl. But he just like fucking shows up out of nowhere.
Well, Jesus brought him back.
Jesus brought him back, and then he gets his Python gun back. Gives him the Python.
So the boot.
Yeah, who's that guy, Imran? Do you want to spoil it for us?
I don't know. Actually,
that's the girl.
Which girl?
From the place that the the chick with the-
Oceanside? Oh, you think it's an Oceanside woman?
Yeah, Oceanside.
Oh yeah, I forgot. I totally forgot about Oceanside already.
So there's a bunch of possibilities. It could be an Oceanside
No,
woman.
one of the Oceanside chicks trailed her back to where she's from.
It
and
could be
followed her
Dwight.
here, and then she's been watching what's been going on.
It could be setting up the Whisperers. I don't know. Those boots are the clue. I don't know who's fucking creeping on them. It's weird.
You know what also kind of sucks about this season so far?
Yeah.
Carol's balls have been completely cut off for now.
Yeah, what is up with that? What happened to this Carol that she doesn't want to fucking fight? This is badass Carol. This is Rambo Carol that saved everyone, blew up a gas tank. Why is she like, I don't want to do anything. Keep giving me free shit, but leave me alone.
I don't get why they're like defanging their awesome characters this
They
season.
cut Rick's balls off. They cut Carol's balls off.
They were fucking with Daryl for a while.
Oh yeah. And Morgan is still like Morgan's kind of like he has the Hulk inside him, like he's talking. He's like, I can't let it out. I can't.
The most
go that
likable
way.
character for a while was just Rosita, in my opinion.
And now
She's the only
even
one with
her,
any
she's-
balls.
She's yeah.
Yeah, but
I mean,
she fucking can't shoot.
But she can't
She
shoot.
can't shoot for
So they
shit.
killed her too. Man.
Oh,
I
shit.
can't believe
Just cut her-
she's
they
in the
just cut her face
military and she
alone.
hits a fucking baseball bat.
He was 2 feet from him.
He's standing right in front of him. And
Yeah, when he shot, I obviously you didn't know, you knew he wasn't dead, but I thought like it hit him in the like side, like someone tackled her last second and it hit him in the leg.
Nothing.
The baseball bat was just like, oh, what?
That's weak.
That sucks.
Oh, Lucille.
But overall, better episode.
I think it was probably one of the best episodes.
I
of the
read some
season
reviews
so
and it was
far.
probably one of the better episodes of the season, if not the second best.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
but the argument can be made. You could watch 2 episodes or maybe even 3 and get everything
Yeah,
you need.
you know, do you really
Can't
need all
argue
that Oceanside, Terra in between bullshit?
I thought the terror
maybe?
episode was okay, but some of the other ones, you're right. This one filled in everything.
I mean, at least it's starting to it's picking up its pace and the momentum a little bit. It's done all its setup. I hope that this keeps going and it builds to something crazy by the end of the season.
I hope so. The second half of the season better move at a quicker pace than the first half. That's
Well, they're all going to get to meet Ezekiel. He's trying to build an army. It's just how you're going to do this without Negan finding out. That'll be interesting. But yeah, his dipping and swaying is it's getting just almost a parody of who he is a little bit. He's Fonzie. He's fucking Fonzie. He's going to tap a car and it's going to just start playing music for no reason.
He has to make out with a girl. He does all that shit. He snaps his fingers. Chicks come over.
Yeah.
Food is delivered. It's Fonzie.
It's Fonzie. Good stuff. All right. Well, and then I don't know when it's coming back. Probably
February.
I think it said February. All right. Anything else from TV that you wanted to mention, Anthony? That you have caught up on? We've talked about a bunch of things.
I did catch the Flash crossover. That's all I caught from the.
But just like that one out of all
of them. So thought that one was good. Solid episode. Missing out on some of this inside stuff because I haven't been watching the Flash this season, but it's solid.
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. ended also. It was pretty good.
Maybe I'll catch up during these breaks.
First half. Yeah, you might have some time.
Yeah.
This is the slow time in terms of television for the next couple of weeks.
Because we're celebrating all the Christian holidays.
Well,
yes,
we're gonna
go
I'll
Christians.
see Rogue One, and then we'll do a review on that.
We're going to do a Rogue One. We got to do a Shin Godzilla.
Shin Godzilla. So there's definite content coming up. Anthony, I want to just spend a couple more minutes talking about your trip. And did you learn any lessons, any observations?
Any lessons?
Life lessons.
Well, I touched upon like it just being different and appreciation and people just being generally happier over there. I think that was the biggest thing. Is just that, and like you're right. The people aren't really. I mean, there were fat people there, Imran, so I can't completely agree with you. Portion sizes way small, way fucking small. Like a burger, dude, was like not a burger here. Like you would have thought you were eating a mini burger.
Wow. Like a little bag of fries.
Yeah, and like
the half fries.
And napkins, they're not very fond of napkins. Like there's like hardly any like, and toilet paper. You don't get very much toilet paper.
No, that's third world. Now, what I thought was interesting, I mentioned this article from the New York Times, and you had read it also. It was an amazing photo essay about President Duarte's policy.
He hates drugs
in the Philippines about drug users, abusers, And even people who have come out and said they quit. This photo essay had horrific pictures of killings from police officers.
Not even police officers. It's like random
it's just people.
It's like the Gestapo.
Yes, he's put out an edict saying if you come across a drug user, a drug seller, an abuser, you can kill them. To the point where some of the stories in these articles were horrifying. Like guys had turned themselves in and said, yes, I'm a drug user, I've quit. And then later on, men just burst into their house and fucking shoot them and pull them out and shoot them in front of their family. And this is what these photos were. And I'm reading this going, holy shit, Anthony is there right now.
Yeah. Well, good thing is I don't think they were looking for people like me.
Did you see any of the seedy side of the city at all?
Yeah, you see it. I mean, what's crazy about like Manila is like the seedy side of the city is like right there.
It's everywhere.
It's everywhere because
it's people just
there's no
side,
like there's probably rules, and I'm speaking unintelligently, but like people were stuff's just built wherever. Like houses are built wherever, people are sleeping wherever. Like there is nicer parts where you can just like get away and it's more touristy, but yeah, man, it's like their slums are everywhere.
What do people think of? What are their opinions of America lately over there?
They like joke around. They're like, we got Duterte and you got Trump, so like we're kind of in the same boat. Although like I think he won the election. He was like 83%.
Holy shit!
Yeah, he was like widely supported. And people still really like
win.
him.
Really?
But I was watching, and I don't understand Filipino or Tagalog, which is what they speak over there. But I was looking at flipping through some of the news channels, and there was stuff like people trying to, like senators trying to like impeach him and stuff, and they're like trying to figure out ways to get him out.
He was supposed to be tried at the International Criminal Court, ICC or something, for this, but then they dropped it for some reason. I don't know. It's interesting that like this is going on, and you go there and you don't really see any of it, you know?
Yeah, no, I didn't see any of it, but I could see like some of those photos. I could see like imagining that happen in the neighborhoods I was walking by.
Yeah. Yeah. Did you feel a danger at all at any point?
Yeah.
Really? When? What happened? Why?
Nothing like happened to me personally, but like going into like, so there's a neighborhood called Tondo where my family's from.
Yeah.
And it's like the fucking ghetto, dude. Like, oh my God. Like, but like, and like, there's just people everywhere. And like, everyone knows each other in these neighborhoods. So when like I'm walking around, I can literally feel people staring at me.
Everyone's like, who is this fucking guy?
Cause like I'm taller. I'm a little taller than everybody.
And I mean, that's going to make you a target for your random, your muggers, your petty criminals. Right away, you are a target.
Like literally, like my mom was like, yeah, don't pull out your phone. Don't pull out anything.
Wow.
Don't show that you have anything.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it was, like, oh, wow. And like, but then like once I got around like my cousins and stuff, I felt fine. But yeah, for a while I was like walking around like with my mom and my cousin. And I'm like, there's a lot of people around here. And there's like a lot of weird like alleys and like a lot of like places people can pop up.
Yep. And
all the Chicago kicks in, Anthony.
Dude, I'm telling you, anything happens, no one's gonna know where they're going.
Being raised in the concrete jungle known as Chicago kicked in.
Yeah, keep your head on a swivel.
Yeah,
that's right. You got to keep that shit locked down.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like normal for them is different.
Did you get to see any of the beautiful countryside and shit like that?
Yeah, I went to this place called Coron, which is in Palawan, which is like a nice area of the Philippines, like little island, and got to see some like underwater caves and a lot of snorkeling and a lot of
nice,
just beautiful island hopping where the islands are made out of limestone based off of the volcanic carving of volcanoes covering them out. So that was really nice. A lot of cool ocean stuff, island stuff.
I mean, it sounds beautiful, and I don't want to deter people from going there and hurt their tourism. Like, it is a beautiful place in terms of that. Were there you see a lot of other tourists there?
When I went to Coron, Palawan, there was a lot of Europeans, but the big place to go, the big commercialized place to go in Philippines is Boracay. It's got like white sand beaches and like blue water. Like that's the tourist place. Where I went is where like the Filipinos that live in the Philippines go on vacation. So I went to the more like the authentic Filipino vacation.
That's cool. That's cool. It sounds like you got a pretty like authentic Filipino.
Yeah, mine was more
overall.
like my experience was more like a lot of people go to the Philippines and they just chill out in a resort and like go down the beach.
Right. Or you go to the Hilton or something.
Yeah, right. And like where I like the hotel I was in was like not that nice. And I got to like see more of like the legit Filipino experience, like living there.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
living
that's
there
awesome.
and then like going on vacation if I was a Filipino, like a full Filipino.
Yeah.
I recall Anthony before he left. He said he arranged the table and bottle service at a club.
I did do that too. I did it twice.
How did that go? Oh, really?
How was that? What was that like?
That's
So good the
crazy
first time.
because so the dollar in American dollar is worth 50 pesos in the Philippines.
Okay.
So you're rich.
Okay. Okay. How much is like a beer?
A beer? Well, depends where you go, but like a beer on like Corona was like 3 beers was like $4.
Oh shit.
But like a beer at a high, like I bought 4 beers at the high end club.
Yeah.
And it was like $14. It's like $3 a beer.
Nice.
So like, oh my gosh, bottle service. Like we had one of the best tables, and like a bottle, like what the best table in like, let's say a Las Vegas is like $8 grand, 10 grand.
Jesus.
The best table in the Philippines is like
$20.
$600.
Damn. That's totally worth it.
Oh, it's so worth
Like,
it. And I was like, they don't, I guess they don't tip all that often.
oh,
So I was tipping
that's
the bouncers
interesting.
like
Yes.
1,000 pesos, which is $20.
And they're probably like,
oh my God, I was
oh,
treated like a
shit.
king. Like they'd walk me to the bathroom. They'd pick, like
Damn
grab me.
straight.
Like I'm like, I want gum. All right, we'll get you gum. I want this. All right, we'll get you this. Like if I would, like anytime I had to go anywhere, they'd light my path in front of me.
yeah, they're like, this dude's giving out fucking 20s. Stay on him. That's great. You know, the tipping part is really interesting around the world, how different countries, you have to find out what the etiquette is. Because when I went to Europe, you don't really tip.
Yeah.
In like Amsterdam and Prague, but some places you do. It's very
Tip
strange.
Whatever the fuck I want. I like to show my appreciation to people who are working. I
Yeah.
know that
Yeah.
they're making money and they're getting a salary, but I just do it out of appreciation. Just give them an extra couple bucks.
They're not,
Absolutely.
it's not that you don't tip in the Philippines. It's that they're not used to it.
Yes, yes.
But I
It's not a thing.
I got great service.
I'm like, fuck it. What are these waiters going to get pissed that I gave extra money? Like,
Yeah,
what are they
but
gonna get mad?
sometimes I don't know. I feel like you have to know like the country's etiquette, and sometimes you
The,
do.
the only
like,
thing
offend people by tipping.
that was a little sketchy about tipping is once they found that I was tipping,
yeah, they're all over.
and
you.
they were literally all over, like no shame
They're
asking,
waiting
for
for
tips.
it. Yes,
Yeah.
yes, yeah. I could see that. That's like Indian people. Fucking once they know, they're not going to be very sly about it. So the tipping is interesting in different countries. Here's what I also like to find out from different countries: who are the service industry workers? In America, listener, if you're not in America, I'm just going to say it. You go to any restaurant, whether it's a Middle Eastern restaurant or an Indian restaurant or an Italian restaurant, you go to the kitchen. It's mostly Mexicans cooking the food. That's just how it is. And like when I went to Saudi Arabia, I noticed in like the franchise restaurants, like your KFCs, your McDonald's, it was largely Asian people, like Indonesians and Filipino people were the service industry. I thought that was interesting. Who is the service industry in the Philippines?
Filipinos.
It is Filipinos. Shit, they can't
stop there.
They can't catch a break. They're like, wait, we all come from here. This is the service country.
It's your poor. It's your people that are living in the inner cities of the Philippines.
I always thought it'd be hilarious that you go to the Philippines and it's like white people who are picking up the
Now,
garbage.
let me
and
ask you
cooking all
about
the
that. That's a
food.
good question about the demographics there.
Yes.
Is it pretty much like what's the percentages of other ethnicities in the Philippines?
I would say there's like a small percentage of probably Chinese people, but the Philippines in and of itself is so like diluted because there's like your natural like authentic Filipinos that like Native Americans basically, but then it's got mixed with Spanish blood, and it's got mixed with like Chinese blood, and mixed with
They got fucked by a bunch of different
American
empires.
blood. Like normal like Native American Filipinos have like kinky hair.
Oh, really?
They're like very dark.
Wow.
But it's been so colonized and stuff that it's just a mix
yeah.
of all different things. Like there's a million
Is
different
it the-
languages there.
And is it the Filipinos mostly? They have the like Latin last names.
There's a lot of Hispanic last names. Yeah.
Yeah, that like in high school, I knew a lot of Filipino kids, and their last names were all Hispanic, and I was like, "What the shit is
Spain.
this?"
That's Spain. That's
Yeah,
Spain
'cause of
blood.
Spain. Yeah, yeah. It's still there to this day.
Oh yeah, it's I mean, a lot, even like Tagalog, which is the main language, like they use uno, dos, tres. They use.
Oh, get the fuck out!
They use like the Spanish days.
That is fascinating. Spain left their gazpacho all over that fucking country.
I mean, Spain, Roman Catholic. That's huge in the Philippines.
Is there Muslim contingent
in
there?
The South.
I feel like this.
They're some of the Muslims are, as Trump would point out, there are a lot of radical Islamics.
There's a bunch of radicals. Well, we talked before he left. I was like, look out for Abu Sayyaf, which is this
don't mess with them.
Filipino terrorist militia that they will kidnap tourists and hold them hostage in the jungle. And even when they get their fucking money, sometimes they just.
But it's like anywhere, man. You just gotta be aware.
Yeah, you shouldn't have got caught, you fucking dumbass.
Damn.
I understand it's not that simple sometimes. It happens. You get fooled by a free cab ride, and then next thing you know, you're strapped to a tree. And
they had Uber over there.
What?
Uber, yeah. And the rides were like $2.
Jesus.
That's the thing. When you go over there, like you're just rich.
That's awesome.
Are you using your American money?
No. I was switched over to pesos.
What's the money called? Pesos.
Yeah. Like
pesos, which is Spanish also. Yeah, Spanish. Pesos. Wow, there's a lot of Spanish.
50 to 1, dude. Ratio. Jesus. Like my cousin was telling me, he's like, so I earn a month. He's like, I'm a manager. A month I earn 20,000 pesos. It's $400 a month.
Oh Jesus! And that's enough to live there.
It's enough, yeah. But he's a manager. Like that's how bad
he's the manager.
Your economy.
Jesus.
I mean, minimum wage is like 12 pesos maybe, which is like which is like 36 cents. It's just mind boggling.
They got to talk to Duarte. Duarte's Philippine now.
Well, there's a lot of corruption in the government. Like everyone's trying to screw each other.
I'm sure. How old is the Philippines in terms of a country? I don't remember. I don't know.
Like actual independent country, I think was in the 40s.
Yeah. Okay, so it's about as old as Pakistan. And Pakistan.
I think what's crazy about the Philippines is if you look at a map, it's not that big.
No, it's tiny.
100 million people live there.
Wow.
Way overpopulated.
Wow.
And they have a ton of natural.
Put fucking rubber on every once in a while.
Dude, yeah. Even my cousins, I'm like, I'm living and I'm going into like the slums. I'm like, why are these people having kids? There's no space.
Cousin's like, hi, these are my 12 children.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm 23 years old.
In America, everybody's got a beautiful little snowflake that's special, and in the Philippines or any other country, they're just like, let's just keep cranking them out. We don't have to live long.
Listen, when you're in a third world country, you don't got a lot. You're going to be fucking.
I read this
what else
too.
is there
I don't know
to do?
if it's true, but I read that the reason why there's a lot of kids there is because they're so hardcore, like Roman Catholic. Like,
they don't use protection.
They don't use protection. Yeah.
Is there jobs for these people? How's the young people there?
Like it's very common to be like young and jobless. Yeah. It's pretty common.
What do you do? What do they do?
So like they just rely on like you have big families and you hope that like one or two of the family members get jobs.
Makes it big. Shit.
Like
wow.
My aunts and uncles, like they rely on their kids to have to
support. So they just sit around. They just sit around and
they like take care of the grandchildren or like take care of the house, cook.
So that's why you got to have a shit ton of babies so that your fucking parents have something to do.
That's why like a lot of like Filipinos, even like here, they don't move out of their parents' house because it's just normal to live with your family. You live with your family the entire time. You never move out of your house.
Yes, that is a completely Eastern way of life. That's how I grew up. That I'm going to grow up, I'm going to get married, and then I'm going to live with my parents. Like that's how all Indian
and then it just switches where you start taking care of your parents.
Yes.
And then your parents take care of your your children while
it's
you're
like
gone.
Fresh off the boat. It's very accurate.
Right.
Like he brought his mom over. But yeah, that's the Eastern culture. It's opposite of here where Western parents are counting down the days till their kid turns 18 so they can kick them the fuck out. Where Eastern culture, your punishment is you are going to stay here forever. Your punishment is to get kicked out of the house. You know, it's opposite.
Yeah, you get kicked out and you're like, all right, now you're on your own.
You're ostracized, and that's the worst thing. Where here, I was dying to just be on my own. I just want to leave. But that's the Western side that's polluted my Eastern mind.
Would you rather be living with your mom?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Fuck no. Look, she's nearby enough. I can check up on her every day.
Would you want to be living under the same roof with your mother?
Well, look, if I had to, if she needed someone there, absolutely, but not voluntarily.
Yeah. If it was, if
because we do things, I do things she doesn't know about, and she doesn't need to know about.
Yeah, you've been lying to your mother since you
my
were like
whole life. I may as well be a fucking
no
serial.
idea what his son is. Yeah,
I am like fucking Adnan Syed on Serial. I may as well be a serial killer because you don't tell them anything.
What's funny about coming back is when I like meet white people, my coworkers or whatever. Like I'm just so used to being half Filipino that it's just normal for me.
Yeah.
But they're like, Philippines is not a place like a lot of us go. Like, what's it like? Do they have electricity? Do they have this? Is it? Are there cities? I'm like, yes.
Do they have TV yet?
What?
Well, like I know about this from personal experience, but like with you, it was interesting to me because you have never gone there before, and then you're like, I have this kind of image of you, like, okay, being a fish out of water over there, and I'm like, okay. Like, I want to know what your feedback is from that.
Oh, the biggest thing I noticed is I just got.
So that's why I think people are asking you that. That's all I'm saying. I think.
Well, I think you come from a background where you kind of you're curious about that stuff, whereas other people are like literally just like, what's it like? Like, what's that country like? I've never even thought of vacationing there. What's that like? But the biggest thing I noticed is I just got noticed a lot.
Really? Like that much?
Oh yeah,
wow.
like Filipinos, especially the girls, are very, very shy. So like they would like I'd walk by and if I looked, I could see that they were looking at me, but they would they'd look away or giggle or like run away. Like it was like one of those, like I felt like not like I wouldn't want to say a celebrity, but I felt like something important there.
Is there a slang for like a halfie in Philippines?
Mestizo.
Oh, that's the same as a American Indian Native American mix. Mestizos. Yeah. Wow. So you were the mestizo.
Yeah.
You were the special flower.
I'm not like a giant. I'm not a giant over there, but I am a little bit taller.
Yeah. But in that CrossFit photo, there was a dude bigger than you. He didn't seem that much.
Well, that guy next to me that was bigger than me.
Yeah.
Was also, he's what they call an artista.
Oh, what is that?
Someone's popular, someone in the media or like some sort of fame.
Oh, he was a famous dude.
Yeah.
Whoa.
I didn't find that out till after.
Oh, that was a big deal. You were standing next to it was the Filipino version of Pitbull.
Oh,
that's who you were standing.
He was like he does commercials for this thing called Noodoo Ham. He like dresses up as this like Japanese anime character and promotes noodles.
Oh, he's like that's awesome.
Yeah. Like
he's a professional cosplay noodle pusher. Excellent. Well, look, I'm glad you had a good time. And this is why my advice for everyone is you have to travel to another country. Go over an ocean, visit other cultures, whether you think it's scary or not, just go because it really helps you understand the world. And the culture is important. There's people who have lived their whole lives, never left their town. That is just sad to me. And I know it's hard. It costs a lot of money, but it is going to be one of the most rewarding things you could do for yourself.
Well, another thing is that you think that America is the end-all, be-all of everything.
Exactly.
Really
exactly.
Not.
No. It makes you less America-centric, which everyone is.
You think you want to know what white people are because you live in America, but if you go to another country, they really don't act like the American white people.
No.
So they have their own culture. They don't give a fuck about us.
They really don't.
They're not really into what we're doing over here. So, and how we carry ourselves and how we look at ourselves as a people. It's very different if you leave the country, if you have that opportunity. And I think that it's good. It's good because there's a lot of ignorant shit going on. And I think that it would help everyone kind of cross over a lot of barriers if you kind of just can disconnect a little bit from the bubble.
What was the cool? What was not the coolest thing, but something I gained while I was there was like after getting like used to some of it, like when I would see Europeans or white people on vacation there, like especially when I was on the small islands, I was like, I automatically like respected them a lot more. I was like, you guys are totally out of your comfort zone being here.
Yeah, but
like,
they came.
Yeah, and you're here and you chose to come here. Like at least me, I'm half Filipino. So I have a reason to be there.
Yeah.
But like you chose out of all these countries to come to the Philippines, which like, and
I see what you're saying.
like I talked to a few guys from like Germany and like Europe in general, and they were like, yeah, like Philippines is not a place we go to. Like the main spot we go to is Bangkok. We go to Thailand.
Yeah.
Thailand's a place where we go and party, but I was like, wow, I
It's almost like
automatically
a
respect you
little-
more because you came here.
It's like a secret vacation spot, and it's probably because it sounds great because not a lot of people would go there.
Right.
So
Well, it's not like your
as
typical.
crazy.
They don't put a ton of money into tourism, so like it's not your typical spot. It's not like your Mexico's or your Bangkok, Thailand, or your Australia. It's some country that most people don't ever think of going on vacation to. So I was automatically like, you must be worldly. You're not a racist white guy. If you're here,
they're
you're
not
a racist
Americans.
white guy.
That's why Europeans, these kids grow up visiting all these other countries. That's the other funny thing is that wherever you go out of country, Americans stick out because they're always the loud ass fucking motherfuckers. You're like, oh, they're definitely American because we just can't keep.
Dude, one guy I talked to from Ireland, he was like, yeah, here for a month. I'm like, how much vacation do you have? He's like 2 months. Like, what?
Yeah, that's what they get. Yes.
Europe's got it right.
Dude, they really do. Like they get like a whole month of August off in France. Like, that's just
the German dude I was talking to. He's like, yeah, I got like weeks, like 2 months of vacation. So I'm spending a few weeks here, a few weeks there. I'm like, God fucking damn it! I had to like save up to get to go out come out here.
Right. I have to save my day. In America, we have to save our days.
When I was telling people I was going, like American people, I was going on vacation for 2 weeks. They're like, what the fuck? How do you have that time?
It's true, man. We work too hard. All fucked up. We work too hard. We're unhappy. It's not worth it.
That's why people having fucking identity crises at like fucking 32. They're like fucking want to jump out a window.
We're not meant to be pushing too hard. You got to enjoy life. You got to see the world. And
I mean, like to spend a month in another like country.
It'd be great.
Holy crap!
Oh my God.
Awesome.
And not have to worry about your job and be like it'll still be there and just it's fantastic.
And your job pays you well enough that you can do something.
Yes. Paid vacation for a month, dude. Everywhere but here.
We got so much shit ass backwards, and it's gonna keep being ass backwards.
Well, look, we're also like America's a young country. Like you go to a country where the buildings are 2,000 years old, that'll fucking blow your mind. And you're like, we don't know shit. We're babies. This is a baby country. 270 some odd years. This is nothing. It's nothing.
I've been to places in Europe where I'm not going to say third world country, but it's very fucking poor. But the people seem to be so happy, and even though they have nothing, they have everything.
Yeah,
because they're not consumed with bullshit.
Yep.
So I think that's something that like you need to see it to believe it, because like the poor people here, they're fucking miserable. These people, like they have it so much better than a lot of other people, and they still like, they still can't get it together to like appreciate anything.
I also think it's our media. Like, if you're poor, you failed in life. Like the way our media portrays being poor is
absolutely.
That like there has to be something wrong with you if you're poor.
Yes.
Whereas in other countries, I don't think that's the case. Like Rugboy said, and what I experience is I think people are just generally happier because they don't have to deal with bullshit.
I blame Twitter. No, but I'm so glad you got to see that because, it snaps everything into perspective when you come back. You're like, look, I don't want.
It's pretty cliche. Like I hate to be like super cliche, where it's like it puts things in perspective, but it definitely does.
But it does. It does. Just travel the world, man. Right on. That was our segment. I'm calling Tales from the East. Anthony.
When you think of the East, do you think of like Japan and China? You don't think of like
the
Philippines.
It's all East.
It is the East.
Anything east to here is fine. New York is East. If you went to New York, I would have.
I would equate going to the Philippines more like, because I had few people ask me, they're like, is it like Korea, China, Japan? I'm like, no, it's not like any of that. Philippines is more like your like Vietnam, Thailand, Cambodia, Indonesia, like that kind of feel, but everyone speaks English.
Because it's more like it's a very humid, temperate climate, right? There's a lot of
people
jungle.
are darker, not as chinky eyes.
Yeah.
A lot of eating with your hands, no chopsticks. Like chopsticks is a Japanese, Chinese, Korean thing. That's not enough.
Yes,
in those countries, the Southeast Asia is more eating with your hands, which is weird for people.
Southeast Asia is
a lot of food on a stick, though.
You can eat on a stick, but a lot of it's like they call it kumayan, where you eat something. You eat like meat with rice. Like everything's with rice, and you always like pair it up. Of course, like soup, meat, and rice. Yes.
See, I've always had a good experience with Filipino people in my life because as a young kid, I was in Catholic school.
Yeah.
So a lot of Filipinos are Catholic, so we have that. We already have that in common, and from there, you have traditions that you have in common and stuff like that. So I've always gotten along with them very much, and I've known that culture my whole life. So it's interesting to hear your perspective on it.
No, and I mean, I'm kind of in the same boat. Like where I went to high school, there's a lot of Filipino cats there in suburban Chicago. My mom worked at Cook County Hospital, and she made all her coworkers. There was a lot of Filipino women. She even learned how to cook pancit, and she would make it for us.
Pancit, not penicillin.
Pancit, like the thin rice noodle dish. Yep. Yeah. So she learned that from her Filipino coworkers. She would make it, and then even today at work, the girls upstairs in accounting, it's all Filipino women.
It's weird. The last thing I'll say is two things. It's weird because Philippines is still kind of Western in terms of like there's a lot of American influence. Yeah, but it's a different country. It's just so hard to explain. It's not America.
No, it's from foundationally an Eastern culture, which everything is backwards. Everything is backwards from what the West is.
And then the last thing I'll say is, I know Bilotti mentioned like a point about the humor, and I kind of agree. Although I only agree because I'm not ingrained in the culture, so I don't understand their inside humor. But when I try to joke around with them, it's the same sort of thing where they don't detect my sarcasm very well, but they definitely detect like overt, like just blunt
slapstick
humor. Yeah. Like that, like, yeah, like you're fat. Oh, haha. Oh, and the other thing is they're not subtle in the Philippines. Like,
well, that's why the sarcasm wouldn't work.
No, because the sarcasm, I think that's why the sarcasm doesn't work. Like they'll literally be like, you look like you've put on some weight.
Yeah, dude, that's the same thing with like Indian Pakistani people, and they think they're just being honest, and I'm like, bro, what the fuck? They're like my uncles. If I don't see them for a while, they'll be like, hey, boy, you put on a lot of weight. Come here, buddy. Like, just like it's nothing. I was like, really? Like, and then you just go, hey, funny face. You got a big nose. How's your big nose doing?
Yeah, like I'll come downstairs like for breakfast, and like my cousins will be like, yeah, you look tired. You look
they're very
you look shitty. I'm like, that's the first thing you say to me?
Yes, it's so weird. That's how it is.
But they're very upfront like that. That's just
okay.
They don't mean it as insult. They're just telling you how it is.
Right.
Or they're very blunt. Like my cousins will be like, I like your shirt. I want it. Like, let me have it.
That shirt's ugly.
That shirt's not pretty. Yeah. Like there's no subtlety, so I think that's
where the sarcasm is just you're an asshole and you're sarcastic, but you gotta appreciate their up for.
Yeah, you gotta appreciate that.
Right on. All right, let's wrap this shit up. Thanks for all the tales from the East. Maybe we'll hear more in the coming weeks.
Maybe.
I just want to shout out Trivia Geeks podcast listener. If you like trivia shows and geeky humor, and you want to hear more of my dumb voice, go listen to Trivia Geeks because I'm a co-host, sometimes a host. Rugboy's been on once. The episode will still come out. It's not out yet, but subscribe. Find the links in the show notes at jockandnerd.com/144. Rugs, where can the listener find you, and what do you want them to get you for Christmas?
Well, for Christmas?
Yeah, it's coming up.
Amazon gift cards.
Not sandwiches? I thought they can send you sandwiches.
Sandwich would be nice. I heard about there's a sandwich called the Gargantuan.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, look it up. It's pretty funny. Anyway, you hit me up on Twitter at ReallyRugboy, and you can tweet me, and you can see me responding to Ashlight's tweets.
Oh, yeah, he continues to live tweet all of our episodes.
Absolutely.
At Ashlight Grayson, and and shout out to the listener Adam Morris, our scientist listener who has a fucking PhD and listens to this horse shit. We're gonna try to get him on in the new year to talk about science and superheroes and his awesome job. I think that'll be fun.
Right.
Yeah, and listener, you can find us at jockandnerd.com. You can also find us on Weeby Geeks, a place to hang your cape, the Lounge Network, the Tangent Bound Network, and at geekliferadio.com every week, 9 p.m. Central. Subscribe to the show, whether it's in iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, TuneIn, Player FM, iHeartRadio. Subscriptions are important to us. If you want to use the iTunes, just go to jockandnerd.com/review. Takes you right to the iTunes page. You can subscribe, leave us a rating and reviewing. And Anthony, what's the last thing we always tell them?
Fuck off.
Go fuck yourself. Wait, that's not right.
Oh, shit.
We tell them this.
Why are you putting people through this?
Oh, we tell them this.
Gentlemen, this is Democracy Manifest.
Tell a friend, listener, run up to the next person you see, get real close, and then just do this.
Jock and Nerd.
and then wink and just slink away.
And then slowly like moonwalk away.
Kind of moonwalk backwards while maintaining eye contact.
Eye contact is strong.
That'll instantly make him want to subscribe to our show. So tell a friend, spread the geekery. Let's grow this
If
empire
your
of
guts
stupidity.
fall out of your stomach, it's not because of us.
No, it's because you're
Negan just cuts you get cut Negan style.
Negan Fonzarelli came and fucking found you.
Real quick, have you ever seen those prank videos where one guy's going up the escalator and one guy's going down and he'll just grab the other guy's hand as he's going up?
And it's like pre-planned and they like
No, like it's prank. Like
they scare a guy?
Like they're filming a guy just touching random dude's hands as he's going up the escalator. And the other guy's going down. They're like, what the fuck?
He just touches him and like leaves?
And he'll touch him and then turn around and like wink at him. Some guys like run up the escalator after him and stuff. It's pretty funny.
That guy will get punched in the face pretty quickly here in this town, I think.
Yeah.
Check that out on the interwebs, listener. And thank you for listening to the Jock and Nerd podcast. My name is Imran.
My name's Anthony.
He's the Jock.
He's the nerd.
We'll catch you next time.
Yes. I see that you know your judo well.
Go stroke a barbell.
Jock and Nerd.